Welcome to twitch.tv/LoganRobo. Tonight's episode will contain actions performed by highly trained fictional characters. Please do not try any of these things at home. Tonight's episode will include depictions of murder. Please do not try murder at home. If you feel as though you have done a murder, please discontinue murdering immediately and consult a physician, as well as the authorities. Thank you very much for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? I see Rukov was here early saying Logan has released the chat from the chat early today. I tried to release it from emote only early some days. How you doing, Rukov? Rukov says, what we determined from the Valentine's Day chat, Logan has some good friendship advice, and Rukov's just a sad sack. You're not a sad sack, Rukov. You're great. And I also love how my attempt to give love and relationship advice is friendship advice. I am friend-zoned even by my own advice from the sounds of it. All right, Tiff, how you doing with Hydric Man? Thank you very much, Tiff. I'll open a bottle of water here, see if we can hear the little thing break open. There we are. Thank you very much, Tiff. How are you doing? Glad to see that you're here for some Simon Blackquill. Eglin saying, I celebrated my grandma's birthday today. Nice. Happy birthday to your grandma. Eglin. We gotta, do we need to sing for her? I'm guessing she's not gathered around the computer. We can do a happy birthday, dear Eglin's grandma. Happy birthday to her. How are you? All you? I cannot speak tonight. Rukov, Tiff, Eglin. Let's go ahead and load up the game where we left off. So we are in episode 2, the day 1's trial. Yes, there we go. And, I mean, unfortunately, it is obvious who the killer is because the game showed it to us. We're doing this Columbo style. And so I feel like so far this trial has been a lot of just beating around the bush to get to the point. But I think we are finally going to get to the point. I think where we left off last time, we were finally going to maybe reveal the Alderman's secret identity as the nine-tailed fox pro wrestler dude. To make it so that if we put together the timetable and we saw the nine-tailed fox pro wrestler jump off the building and fight Tenma Taro outside, we ought to be able to say, hey, that probably wasn't him, that he was probably dead at the time. So buckle in. We're going to talk about being up the creek without a paddle. Blackmail letter added to the court record. Oh, I forgot what the blackmail letter is. We gotta read this. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he just left after planning the yokai things. Okay, I think what it was... Oh, now I remember. Yeah. So, Damien Tenma, our client, Jinxie's dad, was blackmailed into, like, pursuing the municipal merger or something like that, and received a letter threatening the life of his daughter. However, a letter that looks like it's probably the same letter was found on the body of the alderman, and so people are saying, like, oh, this is clearly that he was threatened, not for his daughter, but for his wife, because it just says, your dearest's life. So this is probably the letter that was intended for Damien Taro, but was removed from his knocked out body, put on Alderman's dead body. Something like that? See, Tim is saying, so what I got from that, from the intro thing was if I murder someone, I can have a conversation with Fulbright. Well, be back in a few. Okay, but Egg was here. Tip, I'm sorry. Both of your names' colors are very similar on my stream. Tip, here's the problem. Fulbright is great, but Tip, if you murder someone, just imagine how disappointed Fulbright will be in you. Imagine how heartbroken Fulbright will be if you murder someone. I mean, setting aside the fact that murder is objectively bad, because look at this guy. Do you want to let him down? Do you want to make him sad? He's beaming with brightness and happiness. And if you murder somebody, that will make this little smiley face will be upside down, and nobody wants that. But he was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the amazing Ninetails. So, it was the amazing Ninetails counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Hey, wait a sec. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence. But that's not possible, because when we look at the picture of the crime scene, I mean, the feathers, yes, are part of it, but but it's two things. First of all, there are tracks in the blood. So that blood, if he had planted it beforehand, would have been inside the alderman. So he couldn't have done that. And second, the feathers are on top of the blood. And so if the blood had gone on top of everything, that the feathers would have been covered on top. And third of all, this is third of all. Just think of it logistically. You walk in and you're like, I want to have a merger. You don't, hang on. I'm gonna lay out a bunch of feathers and some Tenmataro tracks. There we go. Now stab you. It doesn't make any sense. I love Fulbright, but he's not making the connections here. He's bright and beaming with light, but he's not bright and beaming in the brain, I think. So we need to tell him this in as kindly of a way as possible. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence, and that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Huh. Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks. Okay, so we're gonna present evidence. Let's press it just to see what dialogue funsies we get from that. What's Eglin saying? Logan almost y'alled us. Do I say y'all too much? I say it a lot, I think, on Discord. I got in the habit of writing it out a fair amount because to say you or ya a lot, it's another variety. It adds some spice, but I don't know I think it's like affecting the way I speak, and now I'm saying verbally y'all a lot more. Tim said, we were almost y'alled. We barely made it out alive. It would have been a fatal yawling. Which sounds like mauling, so it could be deadly. So let me get this straight. You believe the mayor planted the yokai evidence before the murder, not after? Absolutely! And then he was knocked out cold by the alderman's last punch. He wouldn't have had a chance to plant the evidence after that. Exactly. So honestly, this should be enough. Once we demonstrate this, it will show that Damien Tenma couldn't have been the murderer. And our job should be done. Something's not right here. Hard to believe that a stiff, humorless man like the mayor could be behind such a stunt. Arg. We have to do something, Apollo, before they pin it all on the mayor. Then we're gonna need to prove that the mayor Tenma didn't plant that yokai stuff. How are we supposed to do that? With evidence? I mean, it's kind of our job. So I don't think it should be too difficult. So okay, here we go. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks. So we wanna go present? And it'll be the crime scene photo, yeah? Yeah, we'll present and present!
Objection!
Yeah. We got it. Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but... I said correct him nicely. That is like the meanest thing you could say to Fulbright. His justice is everything. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Uh-huh. Yes, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Take a look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. Dead guy. This is the crime scene photo. And just watch his...
TTS, hello, y'all. Boo.
Ah! I thought it was a nice greeting from someone with TTS. Crystal, how you doing? So scary. Always so scary. But thank you very much for the TTS. How are you doing, Crystal? Let's see, I should read a couple more comments. So Tim was saying also, hi, Fulbright and Daddy Command. Is Fulbright really a daddy? I mean, he's a fun character. He's great. I feel like Daddy Commands imply a certain animal magnetism, a sexuality, if you will. Does Fulbright have that? Tiff said, you're right. I'm sorry, Logan. I'm sorry, Fulbright. You know what? But honestly, though, if you did do a murder, Tiff, and then Fulbright was angry, and if you apologized like that, I think Fulbright would forgive you. I mean, look, he's like basically friends with Simon Blackwell. He's like, yes, it's gonna be, he's gonna be reformative justice. Although I assume Simon Blackwell is probably on death row, because we've learned that in this universe, Japanifornia, it does have the capital punishment, the death penalty. And so it's like, yeah, we're reforming you. You're gonna be a wonderful member of society. Oops, nope, we killed you. Sorry. Moving on. Eglin said, next horror movie, The Yawling. Oh, sounds scary. Anyway, okay, let's play some more. But again, Eglin, Tiff, Rukov, Crystal, awesome having y'all here. How was everybody's Valentine's, by the way, yesterday? I saw a few people in the Discord, in the VC, for our impromptu Valentine's Q&A, because we ran out of time in AI Somnium Files. What I thought would be like 45 minutes till the end of that game ended up being 4 hours until the end of that game. So I was off by pretty much one whole order of magnitude. Well, actually, not quite, because I guess minutes don't really go to... anyway, whatever. Let's play a little bit more. In this crime scene photo, just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence, then was knocked out while killing his victim. I wish we could just, like, help Fulbright come to this conclusion. Say, like, okay, so the yokai tracks, they were tracks in, it's like, blood, all right? And before the murder, where would that blood have been? Inside the alderman. I think Fulbright could put 2 and 2 together if we helped him get there, if we used the Socratic method. No, but that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. And I'm gonna save, just in case, like, Judge Udgy is because I assume we're gonna click on the tracks being in blood, but just in case it's like, not that one, I want you to click this other one. Okay, so yeah, we want the blood-stained tracks, right? So, present. Take that! Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes! In blood! Uh-huh. Yes! See how the feathers are on top of the blood and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Then your mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, wait, did he just use therefore as a full sentence? That was therefore, exclamation point. I think Apollo Justice is the guy who wrote that Super Mario Brothers college essay. Perchance! There must have been someone else beside the mayor and the alderman in the crime scene. Oh crap, this probably isn't gonna fully exonerate him. Damian Blackwell's probably just gonna go, well, that just means he had an accomplice. He's still the murderer. Somebody else helped him out. Arg! Oh, there must be some mistake! Blackwell just has his arms straight down at his side. Order! Oh, whoa, is that the first time we've ever seen an animation of Judge Udgy's gavel? Oh, Judge Udgy, you're amazing. Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? I just showed you, bro. Let's see, Tiff says y'all or be y'all. They should do, you could probably make a mod for, like, Undertale with Flowey. In this world, it's y'all or be y'alled. Eglin said, Crystal y'alled us. See, I only attempted to y'all. Crystal did y'all. Crystal says, get y'alled. Wait, what is that emote? Is that a close-up of Toothless? I can't quite tell. Quick Katie says, howdy. So glad you're live. I need to chill out after some stuff. I got upset. Are you doing okay? Quick Katie, I hope you're all right, but welcome. Good to see you here. I hope you're having a good day. Are you playing along on your system as well while we're doing this? All right. He just laughed. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Oh, wait, that's the... First of all, I just didn't realize his hair made that shape in the back. For some reason, I thought it was like one long, like kind of like a semicircle, but it's like 2 points. Look at that. Puffing out one cheek and doing it. You know what? I mean, Damien Tenma, he's the mayor of a backwards mountain village. If it'll make Fulbright happy, maybe we should let him be convicted. I mean, just imagine how happy that would make Fulbright. I'm just putting that out there. Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? Oh, it's gonna be Jinx, yeah, because she saw someone in the Tenmatara costume go running out of the hallway. Oh, yeah. I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenmataro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks! Oh, another sniff of those fingers. Oh, that is the good stuff. Obviously it's someone disguised as Tenmataro. Does everybody think we're referring to the actual demon? Will somebody please say something? The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. Really? Nobody could tell where I was going with this? You dare to mock this court and justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy! Your baldness. It appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion.
Hold it!
Ah! Apollos, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. They can't hold me in contempt just for saying something dumb, or I'd have been contempted a long time ago. Quick Katie says, I wanted to watch the season premiere of Ghosts, but find out it might be coming at midnight, which makes it not on February 15th, like they said. Oh, boo. That I saw commercials for Ghosts during the Super Bowl, which, by the way, okay, first of all, who here watched the Super Bowl? Second question, who here knew that apparently Nickelodeon was showing the Super Bowl, but with, like, SpongeBob and Patrick VTubers? Like, they got Tom Kenny and I always forget Patrick's voice actor's name. They put him in, like, motion track suits and had them, like, doing live commentary, which then they superimposed with, like, CGI SpongeBob and Patrick. And, like, freaking Plankton attacked the Super Bowl during it. I'm like, why did somebody tell me that? I would have loved to watch Nickelodeon's Super Bowl. I didn't know about that. And I feel like I missed a touchstone of our culture. Okay, I'll read some more. We got to get with some background music before I read some more of the chat, though. What do you think I'm trying to do? Huh? Before you decide whether I should step down, please hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice. I'm all ears, but you would better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in this statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenmataro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around the corner in the hall. It was around here, whatever, the diagram, I don't know. That she saw Tenmataro fleeing toward the foyer. I can read some more in the chat now. Let's see. Eglin says the standard Western horror movie. Oh, so it's gonna be like in the Wild West. Because I don't know if you guys realize this. There was probably a much higher danger of being yalled in old Western times. Crystal says chat is chill today. It is. I mean, it's a bit slower. I don't know. Maybe people are a little bit busy. Maybe sleeping. Maybe everyone who was all excited about the Apollo Justice trilogy coming out has now played it on their own. They're like, we don't care. We're done with this. But it's all good, which makes me more appreciative for all of you who are here. And Crystal says, it's a cat? Well, that's okay, because Toothless is basically a cat in a dragon skin. It's just very small on my screen. It just looks very dark, and there's big, round, toothless-looking eyes. Quick Kitty said, my soul is flaming toward Paramount Plus, because I was looking forward to season 3 for months. Oh, season 3? That show has 3 seasons already? Tiff says, I love Fulbright's little finger-pointing sprite. It's so baby girl of him. Aw. Crystal, well, with another TTS, I don't think TTS read that one, said, but how? Why didn't TTS Girl read that? Oh, TTS Girl's letting us down again. All right, Tenmataro fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise. Oh yeah, pursuit thief. How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before? The defense just proved there was someone else, so the mayor isn't the killer? Oh, was it all a setup? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all. Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good. Well, let's keep it that way.
Objection.
Uh-oh, crap. He's gonna say nuh-uh. Huh. Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken. My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer. Oh, crap. Filch and what's his name? LaBelle? Was that it? Yeah. Would have seen it. Except that one of those, I think Filch was probably Tenmataro and LaBelle was dressed as the Nine-Tailed Fox on his escape. Filch is obviously like his accomplice. But because they're both corroborating each other's alibi, they're claiming they didn't see it, and so he's gonna say that they would have seen it. Crap. That fool and that fop would have seen him. Well, darn it. Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Well, now that you mention it. Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time. They haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination? Arg! I did those two see the Tenmataro impersonator pass by. I mean, those two were sus as heck. Why are we not? We should be putting 2 and 2 together. Okay, I gotta read some more here in the chat. I gotta scroll back up to where I was. Zikwi Katie says, thankfully, I don't have to worry about spoilers on the media since I don't have any mutuals who like the show. That is good. Anytime there's a show or a game or a movie or something that I'm really excited about, I get so worried about spoilers. Even if I don't have any mutuals, though, like now even algorithms will just say, like, you want spoilers. I can't tell you how many times I'll log into social media because I need to post something or whatever, and immediately people are talking about Persona 3 Reload, and I'm just having to like, get that out of here. Crystal saying TTS, why? Frowny face. Quick Kitty said, also, I plan on playing the rest of Case 2 once you get to the DLC case, since I don't have the DLC anymore. It's sad. I assume, I know that, because was it Beowulf who suggested we play the cases out of order? I think I'm just going to play them in the release order, so that means the DLC case will be last. Simply because I don't think that you necessarily should always go in chronological order. It makes me think of the Danganronpa 3 anime, where you get less out of it if you watch it in chronological order. You need to watch it in the release order, I think, but I could be wrong. Quick Gator said, yeah, the SpongeBob thing was fun. Logan, do not look up the Puppy Bowl for this year. Let's say it tore some hearts? Are the puppies okay? Quick Katie, are the puppies okay? How would the Puppy Bowl be bad? What could happen in the Puppy Bowl that would be... I'm very concerned. Please tell me a puppy didn't get injured. Okay, well, let's keep going. Why didn't you see the Tenmataro? Why didn't those two see the Tenmataro impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? Hey, good idea. Ask them separately and find contradiction in their testimony to realize they'd be lying about their alibis. I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. She should be able to tell we're lying with her superpower hearing. The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor, to the stand. I just know he must have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact that a little girl believes she saw a monster. Well, when you put it that way, Judge, she's not a little girl. She's not a little girl. I mean, she's a kid. She's underage, but she's not little. She's 15. 15's not a little girl. That's like a young girl, but it's not like... Judge, I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackwell. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will. I hope you guys can still hear when I'm doing those Blackwell mumbling things. Did he just say captured? No, wait, I don't want to know. Very well then, bailiff, please go wake Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? Name's Filch, Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship, and just a little something I thought you might like. Wait, did he steal those from the judge? Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes! And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. It's those shoes again. Oh, so it's the shoes we found? So are those LaBelle's shoes? I'm confused. Let me read some more in the chat. Eglin said, Dora the Explorer absolutely eating with her commentary. Wait, Dora was providing commentary in the Super Bowl too? I saw like a clip of Sandy Cheeks. I didn't know that they expanded beyond the SpongeBob characters. Unless Dora is a SpongeBob character now. She ever crossed over? I don't think she'd survive under the ocean. I'm pretty sure Doras require oxygen. Quick Katie said, I want Dora to tell me about football every day. Oh, is that what she did? Did she like explain how football works for the audience? Crystal says, understandable. Quick Katie said, Ghost Season 2 had such a massive cliffhanger, and Season 3 did not have any trailers because of said cliffhanger. Well, but how long do you have to wait? Because I know that, any of you guys ever watched, like, Sherlock? That one had a huge cliffhanger after the second season. And it was like 2 years or 2.5 years or something like that in between seasons. I think part of the problem was trying to coordinate schedules because Benedict Cumberbatch was probably filming, like, Doctor Strange and stuff like that. But yeah. Let's see, Crystal with a... Oh, it's cubes turning into little stars emote. I don't know what that means. Eglin says, like, quote, okay, who needs a map to find the end zone, Dora? I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. She's like, did she do one of the things where she repeats all the steps, like, multiple times? It's like, snap the ball, pass to receiver, make a touchdown. Snap the ball, pass to the receiver, make a touchdown. Okay, it's those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Oh, that's right, that's who they were, because Fulbright was barefoot. Aww. So is Fulbright not getting his shoes back? If one of your mans is gonna be permanently barefoot. That's okay, maybe he could be your house husband. Just leave him empregged in the kitchen. And don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir. Oh, that's right, because we gave them back to him, so this is the second theft. Are they, like, too big for him? How does he keep slipping them off? What? Who? But they seem awfully expensive. Yeah, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your honorship. Oh, it's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts. Oh, ethics, methics, just take them if you want them. Polished them up real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Ted Mataro in the foyer after the murder. Yay, we got a new testimony. Witness testimony. guarding the foyer. I'll read a couple of comments in the chat, though. Quick Katie said, basically, one of the actors may not be returning, and nobody knows which one. Wait, but are they all ghosts? Can a ghost get killed off in a... Because that's what I gathered from the commercial. What I gathered from the commercial is like one person's real and the rest are ghosts. Don't give any spoilers in case I ever decide to watch the show. Crystal says, laughing at Eggland. Quick Katie said, I'm so nervous about the episode because I love the whole cast. I'd be so torn seeing any of them go. Eggland said, Kels got labeled as Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Good at football. Oh, like by Dora. It was Dora who like Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Good at football. Crystal said, Apollo, they talked about practicing statements. Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah, they did. Well, that's crap. Then they probably aren't going to really have that many inconsistencies. Unless Filch screws up. Crystal's going, think. Except Ray said, Except Ray says, Lurk, cool to see Logan match a Polster. Got an 11:59. Oh, okay. Wait, what time zone is, Except Ray? Except Ray, I hope we'll see you. Thank you for the Lurk. Hopefully we'll see you in a little bit. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Cubey asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, or fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. And Blackwell doesn't see anything fishy about this? I mean, I get that, like, the prosecutor's job is to prosecute the defendant. But I think we have a good track record of finding prosecutors who end up being, like, actually interested in obtaining the truth and justice and things like that. I mean, Blackwell's, if he's smart, he's got to see right through this, right? That yokai you kept jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams. So, you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Ken Mataro? Yup, was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the holy truth, nutter butter the truth. And Ten Mataro, bah, you don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo-jumbo, do ya? I certainly don't. What? Oh, crap, we're gonna have to do, Athena's... Wait, which one of us? We're gonna have to do Apollo's bracelet jangling or Athena's necklace a-wiggling? My bracelet! Oh, crap, it's... Something the matter, Apollo? Oh, my bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Filch has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Oh, my arm. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell, some sort of nervous habit. Oh, what is happening? What in the... You just got attacked by a hawk? In a bandana! Is that Blackwell? Oh, because he has a feather that he's using as like a toothpick. Is this his bird? Is he a falconer? Is the bird also on death row? What is happening? What's a hawk doing in here? What? Oh, it's cute. It's affectionate. Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact. Oh, and his bandana is prison stripes. He doesn't live with you. You know, in jail? Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird? Oh, it's a jailbird. Ha! Jailbird. Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. This isn't some sort of trick or... You won't be able to spot squat like this! So apparently, much like Superman is weak to kryptonite, Apollo Justice's superpower is weak to bird talons. What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills. No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. No, it's okay. It's my emotional support hawk. Whoa! Screech. Screech. Ah! Somebody help! Maybe he thinks Judge's head is an egg. Needs to warm it.
Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished.
In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed, huh?
I feel like a lot of people are weak to Hawk Hogan. It's a hawk.
Okay, that is fair. I mean, I didn't say it's an uncommon weakness, but you know, if that's the only thing he's weak against, then it becomes a unique. It's like with vampires. You stab a vampire through the heart with a wooden stake. That's everybody's weakness. You stab anyone through the heart with a wooden stake, that person is going to die. But it's like unique to vampires because it's surprising because normal stuff doesn't. Usually something like that. I don't know, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I had to get out of there because that scratching sound was getting a little bit annoying. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. I will be fine, I think. There was someone dressed as Temataro there. Phil should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. The bird's still there. Oh, I wish that Taka would like fan out its wings because that seal behind the judge, it could look like, because you know how like certain American seals will have like the eagle. I know a hawk isn't an eagle, but they use the sound effects of hawks usually for eagles in movies. Do you guys know that? Because like hawks will screech. So when you see like a bald eagle in a movie and makes like kind of noise, that's a hawk. I think eagles make like a hooting noise. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination. All right, cross-examination. Guarding the foyer. Let's save, let's read some chat, and let's do this cross-examination here. Okay, options. Save. Let's see. Queen Katie says, I highly recommend doing DLC next. You'll understand once the game is done, lol. I wish that people could like be more detailed than that because like I kind of want to experience it the way that other people have experienced it. I don't know. I'll consider it, but I reserve the right to stick with my original plan. Crystal says, have a great lurk, extemporaneous. Queen Katie says, one darling name, Sweet Pea. Wait, who's Sweet Pea? Isn't that like Popeye's nephew or something like that? Queen Katie says, basically the whole world fell in love with it's the puppy bowl. Fell in love with a little puppy. Then at the literal end, the puppy bowl gets hit with, hey, they died after this recording? Sorry, that ended right there. What? What? Why would they use that recording then? Or why would they even tell anybody that? Why not just let them believe the puppy is fine? What? Eglin said, it's full price shoes again, isn't it? Tiff says, Queen Katie, I'm sorry? Queen Katie says, right? Tiff says, that's horrible. Eglin says, yeah, everyone loved Sweet Pea, and they just go, oh, by the way, she's dead, sorry? Was like Sweet Pea a little run sick? Hang on, I gotta Google this, hang on. Puppy bowl Sweet Pea. And I've seen headlines, Puppy Bowl star Sweet Pea dies before Super Bowl at 5 months old. It's like, yeah, what? I mean, was it just like too late? But again, why tell everybody this? Oh, I guess one of these is saying that the tiny dog is honored, and so maybe it was supposed to be like, I don't know, wow. That boggles my mind. Holy cow. Well, moving on that note, hey everybody, speaking of dead puppies, let's go ahead and play a video game. Holy cow. Okay, at the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Cuby asked. Hold it! Mr. Filch, why did Alderman Cuby have you handle guard duty? Was it his job, probably? Because he trusts me. I am the manor's caretaker, after all. So, you took said guard duty seriously? I don't know, every time he does that, I want to act it out, too. Let me tell you something about me. I'm... Yipes.
Listen here, you little tanuki. Get straight to the point, and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer, and naught else.
Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir. Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb.
Like I said, I was guarding the foyer entrance that day. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest.
Hold it! So no one could get to him. Sounds like security was pretty tight.
That's because there's always lots of sneaks and thieves around festival time.
Okay, why is nobody else suspecting this guy? I mean, obviously, like, I think he's just an accomplice. We saw the murderer. But it's like if you have two people in charge of security and they're like, we did security perfectly. Nobody got in, nobody got out. What? Someone got murdered. They're like prime suspects. And the solution was to entrust the man of security to a thief? Oh, that's not even funny. Maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know it. And that's the other thing too, this guy probably has a criminal record. I don't know, seems more like letting the fox guard the hen house to me. So the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously?
Yes, sir, your honorship, sir.
Okay, how many more statements do we have in this? We got 2 more.
I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m.
Hold it! Hold it! Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time?
Oh, he's got little tears in his eyes. Poor old Filchy, been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy schmancy suit and silly haircut.
Hey, I'm not wearing the suit right now. We gave him casual clothes and a backpack.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject there.
Sheesh, Blackwell didn't even say anything. I mean, he is a murderer. I don't know if you guys realize this. Murderers do be scary, most of the time. Murderers are probably either scary or they get lots of like groupies. Because wasn't that the whole thing with like Charles Manson that he had women writing him in prison? So apparently if you're a murderers, we've learned this now. Murderers are either scary or sexy. Maybe both. Maybe it's an overlapping Venn diagram. I don't judge. Let me read some more in the chat. Queen Katie said they were sick and died sometime after Puppy Bowl, and everyone was rooting for the darling baby. Well, yeah, because I guess it's pre-recorded then. So, by the way, I would explain the reason to do DLC next, but it's a big spoiler, so sorry about that. Aw, Sleepy Raya says hello. How you doing? Welcome. Have you played any of Dual Destinies? I'm a little bit behind the chat, so I don't know if you're still here. Sleepy Raya, if you are, how are you doing? I hope you had a nice Valentine's Day yesterday. If you celebrated, if you didn't, I went and got some day after discounted chocolate from the store today. I was gonna brag to Weedle. I was gonna see if they had some Fun Dip. They didn't, but I got some good chocolate stuff. Eglin said she was only 4 to 5 months old. Sweet girl. Queen Katie said that's worse. She had such adorable eyes. I just melt into them. Saying, hey Taka. Tim said, is the homophobic hawk Taka / oh, because the hawk didn't like his quote unquote queer. Was it questioning or powers that he had? So Blackwell was offended by Apollo Justice's powers of homosexuality? Is that what we're gathering here a little bit? Well, on that note, let us proceed.
To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye, no, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree.
Hold it! Could you describe to the court who you consider fishy looking?
Someone all fidgety and shifty like,
I guess he's describing himself.
You know, like they're about to steal something.
He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Tenmataro. Maybe Jinxie only thinks she saw Tenmataro. Or, Apollo's saying, or... Now it's Athena. Maybe Mr. Filch is lying. And if he's lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. I guess I like that the Hawk is there to limit Apollo's superpowers, because why would he not be able to just detect everybody's lies this way? Okay, so we gotta figure out what's a lie. So he says, at the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Kibi said. I was making sure no one fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise could get to our guest. I was still in my office, keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. I feel like that's oddly specific, so I'll try and keep that in mind. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. All right, let's review what is in our court record here. We got our badge. We got Yokai Legend Scroll, sole document showing what Tenmatar looks like. Seems those who foolishly choose to pick the demon are cursed. So I obviously would have looked fishy, but we don't know if he's seen him. The Tenma warding charm Jinxie gave me when I set out for the crime scene. Flower found only in Ninetales' veil. It boosts Jinxie's courage because it was her mother's favorite. Newspaper with a photo of Tenma soaring through the air. We don't know how far away that was, so I don't know about that. A diagram of the scene of the crime. Maybe this will have some. A diagram of the foyer, including the office used by caretaker Phineas Filch. So, I mean, that might be useful. We still have the statue that had the blood on it and has the little arm missing. And we got 2 pages in this, because on the second page, it says statue has traces of blood from the defendant Damien Tenma on it. It was apparently wrapped in a large cloth with the defendant's blood was also found. No fingerprints could be lifted from the cloth. We have the photo of the crime scene. We have the mask found washed up by the riverside. It might have been at the crime scene. White hair inside. Photo of the hero who sparked the monster craze and saved the Ninetales Vale from becoming Ghost Town. Jinxie's eyewitness account of the... okay, so let's read this. After leaving the scene and calling the police, they passed each other at the bend in the hall as he made for the foyer. He was carrying a staff-like implement that jingled. I mean, but if we're trying to accuse her of lying, that doesn't mean anything. She couldn't call for help because there was no one else in the hall. Okay. Filch's TV program. So he said he watched the entire time, but he said he watched this show was at 3 p.m. because he probably did that as an alibi. So maybe that might be what it is. So let's check the other things just to be sure first. Cause of death, stabbed with a spear. Estimated time of death around 3:20 p.m. The victim had been in a drug-induced slumber. I think, of course, he just pretended to watch that show. They probably recorded it, watched it after, and that's part of his alibi. And threatening life. So it's probably going to be this. Filch's TV program guide, afternoon wrestling match. So, was the previous one, still in my office, keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. So that's going to be it right there. So let's present his circled TV. Actually, let's save before we do this in case we're wrong so we can save scum because I am shameless about that sort of thing. And, yeah, so we're going to present little TV listings.
Objection!
Got it! Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that. Oh no, unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss. I mean, technically the evidence just shows that he circled it. That could suggest that he was planning on watching it, but maybe forgot or something. Except he did tell us that he watched it, but that's also a he said, she said type of thing. But that's also probably part of his alibi. I didn't watch that one. No, siree. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yipes. Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, it was a complete disaster. Arg. So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your Rudy Poo lawyer talk. Is that a thing? We're learning all sorts of news. Wasn't this the game where we learned what full of beans means? Now we gotta figure out what Rudy Poo means. I gotta read some more comments in the chat. Quick Kitty said, so remember how I said your animal idea wasn't far off? Meet my fave Taka. Oh, so the bird is your favorite character in this one? Oh, because I talked about an animal. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was gonna say maybe the bird was why the Tenma costume was flying through the air. Except if the bird belongs to Blackwell, I don't think Blackwell would actively help these guys commit crime. So maybe not, never mind. I was about to cast aspersions on Blackwell. Quick Kitty said, hey, does Taka have a profile in the court record? Oh, let's check it out, let's find out. Court record, people. Oh no, but maybe Blackwell's will say he has Taka, prosecutor and prison inmate. He has mastered the use of psychological manipulation in courtroom battles. What do we say about Phoenix? A brilliant former defense attorney who's supposed to be in retirement. What else? How old is Bobby Fulbright? He's 33. Okay, so sadly it doesn't look like Taka has a bio yet. Maybe he'll get one later, like if he becomes a suspect. Egla said Taka with a Shadow the Hedgehog voice. Oh, that's, wait, what does Shadow actually sound like? I don't know if I've ever heard his real voice. I think the closest thing I've ever heard was in those, what's the YouTube channel? Is it Square Cube? Is that what it's called? Who does the Sonic the Hedgehog dubs? Oh, what's that? Oh, we got a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Poe the Best. I hope I'm saying that right. Poe the Best. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope that means that you're enjoying the stream. Poe, can I call you Poe for short? Is that like I apologize if you get asked this a lot. I'm curious if that's like a Kung Fu Panda reference. Because I'm trying to think, the only other Poe I know besides that is Edgar Allan Poe. Or, wait, no, there's a Teletubby named Poe. But regardless, thank you for the follow. I want to let every new person know 2 things. Number 1, I do read every comment in chat. I just sometimes am behind, like I am right now. So if you've already written something in chat, I haven't seen it yet, but I will eventually, and I will read it out loud and respond to it. And second thing, to let you know our schedule, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Right now, alternating between this, Dual Destinies, and Persona 3 Reload. So tomorrow will be Persona 3. And yeah, again, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. So yeah, if you have typed something in chat, I will get to it. So let me read a couple more comments to get me a little bit closer to that then. Let's see. Queen Katie said, in terms of DLC story-wise, there's one detail that kind of throws off the playing order if it's done after everything. But to be honest, you do you. It's just a suggestion. Well, I appreciate the suggestion, and I also appreciate, like, saying you do you. Like, keep giving me my freedom. It says, but canonly, it takes place between case 2 and 3, so keep it in mind when you do it. You gotta grab some Chex Mix and enjoy the show. Might as well check Paramount Plus while I do and see if I'm still salty then. Oh, and Tiv has redeemed a chat confession. Okay, I'll read the chat confession, then we'll get back in the chat, and then I'll read some more in the chat. So again, Poe, thank you for the follow. If you've written stuff, I will get to it. But we've had to redeem. Poe, since you're new, just to let you know, we have a Google form where chat members can submit anonymous confessions. Oh, what was that? Oh, and Brandon Manny, 456 has followed. Thank you so much. That's 2 follows in like 10 minutes. I really appreciate that. Brandon, I don't know if you're here for everything I just said. Really quick, I read every comment in chat. I'm just really behind. And we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So welcome. So as I said, Tiff redeemed the chat confession. So we need to pause the game for a second and bring this up. So today's chat confession is actually really, really short. So I might read 2. This one simply says, when I was 6, I jumped off a couch and broke my leg. Which I've never broken a bone. So that's interesting to me. But it is kind of short. So whoever that was, I hope it healed properly and you learned not to jump on the couch. So we'll read one more because that one was short. This one's a little bit longer. It says, sometimes I'll lie to my IRL friends about small things, in parentheses, nothing serious, and I always say I'm joking after, in parentheses, just to see how far I can take it. One time, I had a lie going for the entire 2.5-hour drive it took for them to bring me home about this outrageous taco that I made. Didn't tell them I was lying until I was shutting the door in the car. Still one of my favorite moments with it. Well, I'm glad it was an innocuous thing to lie was about, a taco. But that's part of the fun with friends, is messing with each other, you know? So okay. Back to the game for a little bit. There's your chat confession of the day. It's now on cooldown, so no more for today. And again, Poe and Brandon, I will read some comments in the chat in just a minute here, okay? I'm one of them professional types too. I can double duty watching TV and the foyer at the same time. I mean, to be fair, that's not an unreasonable, unless the TV's in a different direction, you know? And the only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off? That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. Does our diagram like show where the TV is? Oh, it does. So yeah, in order to face the TV, it's the opposite direction. Unless, I was gonna say if the security camera has a screen right next to it, but then that only shows part of the foyer. Someone could have easily come down the stairs and like avoided the camera and gotten out that way or something. That's probably the next thing we're gonna present, I bet. But that's nothing but a bald-faced lie. Bald, you say? Oh, but I'm not the one who's lying. Oh, perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice. And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it. All right, we're gonna present the that thing. Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it'd be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why, yes! Someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly, and that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim! Yipes! Oh, the bag's out of the cat! Or I mean, the other way around. Oh, he's even got like a patch on the back of his coat. Like his pants were tucked into his boots. He is like an old-timey, he's like an Oliver Twist era pickpocket. Order! 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 Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Quick Katie says, I'm back! I'm still salty. I'm just gonna make it a Friday morning show and move on. Tiff said, no, it was Taka, not Black Quill. Hey, Beowulf says, hello, lonely man. Hello, Beowulf! How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Quick Katie said, sad times for Taka. And there's Poe the Best. Again, I hope I can call you Poe for short. Whatever I know you as the first time I meet you, I will probably know you as forever, even if you change your screen name. Saying, yo, how you doing, Poe? Quick Kitty said, I meant when you were guessing what the prosecutor was. Oh, and you guessed something to do with animals at some point, so Taka. That's what it was. I was trying to think what the most outrageous thing a prosecutor could be. Turns out not an animal, a murderer, but he's got an animal. And then said, the Snap Cube Dubs? Yes, like that's the only thing I know of Sonic's voice, or Shadow's voice from, I should say. Poe saying, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. We're just having a fun time. I do feel bad that like last night's Discord VC for the Valentine's questions we didn't have time for last stream. I should have done a regular stream so there'd be a VOD. I'm sorry for anyone who missed that. But all right, let's get back in the game for a little bit. Then I'm actually getting close to catching up. We're like slightly under an hour into the stream. This would be like the first time in a while. Last 2 weeks we had like 2 or 3 streams where the chat either did or was in danger of like auto scrolling and purging messages to the void. But I'm actually keeping up today. But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? Yeah, since his entire testimony depends on him having paid attention and he wasn't paying attention. It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tenmataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection.
What now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered.
What are you talking about? He's gonna say the security camera, right? But it doesn't cover the whole foyer.
This.
Oh, wait, was... What? Was Taka there? I'm not a mind reader. Ah, yeah.
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki?
I mean, it depends on how loud the TV I was, I guess, or maybe if he had, like, noise-canceling headphones on. And they were. Or, I mean, yes, they were. That's gotta count as leading the witness, right? You can't say, this is what it was, right? But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't. My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky, squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. Okay, this has got to be his downfall, because now if he's saying this, and if we accept this as truth, then when we eventually find out that someone did go down there, it will implicate him, right? So you would say you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yup, my ears were working full time, so who's the liar now, you no good shyster? Lying thief calling me a shyster? This has to be a little low point of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags under the eyes, oh, they're darker than mine. Is that a compliment?
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. Not for eating. It's a romantic attachment. Taka notices you. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Yipes! Oh, please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. I don't know if you can do that in a court. I think that qualifies as cruel and unusual punishment. Plus, he's under oath. You don't just say, you committed perjury. Hey, please don't. You especially don't get to say, please don't, or I'll have a bird eat you. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Actually, let's get to some background music, and then I'll read some more comments in the chat. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly. Okay, so we get a new, is it a whole new testimony or just a new statement in it? Okay, ears working overtime. Let's see, Eglin was doing the blind playthrough command. Oh, and there's Brandon with a little heart emote. That's right, if you're a follower, you get to use that little heart emote. You don't even have to sub. There's some really amazing ones if you do sub, just saying. Quick Kitty said, you're doing a great job this time, Logan. Aw, thank you very much. I feel like I'm plugging ahead. We're already making some good progress. Beowulf said, pretty good. I beat Reload earlier. I didn't have time to respond to it. I saw in the Persona channel, although I've been avoiding going in there too much because it's all Reload discussion. But I saw, yeah, you were like at the final boss or something already? Is it good? What's your official review for it? Scale 1 out of 10. Queen Katie said, ooh, nice. I was about to do a boss on P3R, but then Salt. And then this stream, Beowulf said, it was so good. And Ray is here saying, hi, I'm here. Why does that look like an emo Tanuki hat? Are we talking about this guy? I mean, because he's supposed to look like a Tanuki. I don't know if this would be like an emo Tanuki hat, or are we saying that Blackwell looks like an emo Tanuki hat? Ray, who's the regular Tanuki? Who's the emo Tanuki? But how you doing, Ray? Good to see you. Okay, let's see. It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floor there's all creaky, squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand. A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such.
We're not saying it's a real yokai. It's a dude dressed as a demon.
We must use common sense. For lacking that, our entire world would be butt upside down.
I wish that was a typo with 2 T's, like a butt is upside down. Says the convict prosecutor who's totally a sign of the end times for the legal world. And besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. It seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. If we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. Then we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. Or blanks. But that's actually a medical condition that Apollo has. But we don't talk about that. That's between Apollo, his doctor, and Clavier Gavin. The defense may cross-examine the witness. All right, cross-examination. We're gonna, as always, save right before cross-examination. Ears working overtime. And then I'll read a couple more comments in the chat. Let's see. There we go. Save. Come on. Oh, I forgot I gotta click it twice. Save. Save complete. All right, awesome. Let's see. Queen Katie says, hey to Ray. Says everyone in Yokai Town is yokai inspired. And pro wrestler inspired, which is not a crossover you would expect. Ray says, ooh, that's why Filch looks like that. Makes sense. Bill said, this is Ace Attorney, though. Anything goes. I know, it's just, you know, I shouldn't even question it at this point. I should just accept whatever madness this game brings up. Hey, it's Bumbo! How you doing, Bumbo? Says, hi, I was playing Tunic? What's Tunic? Said, and kind of am. The game is not on. I am puzzle solving. Wait, what's Tunic? But Bumbo, good to see you. How are you? Ray says, I love Tunic. What is Tunic? Do I need to Google this? And Brandon with a little emote. Oh, did you already get enough points to unlock an emote for a little bit? Bill said, so good. Word of advice, though, lower the brightness 2 to 3 notches. It helps the atmosphere so much. Oh, we're talking about Persona 3 Reload? I just don't want a repeat of when I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, because you know how when it always starts out, it's like, hey, here's 2 symbols. Lower the brightness down until you can barely see the symbol on the right. I always take that too literally. And so like, I'll lower it down until the symbol on the right. It's like, I'll go down to where it completely vanishes, then go 1 up so you can faintly see it. And that was too dark. So maybe my eyes just aren't what they used to. The optometrists claim I have perfect 20/10 vision, but I guess maybe not. Anyway, but that has nothing to do with light and dark vision. Anyway, I should look up Tunic video game real quick. Tunic video game. Oh, it's got an adorable little fox. He looks like he's dressed kind of like Link with a sword and a shield. I don't know this game. Tunic on Steam. Explore a land filled with lost legends, ancient powers, and ferocious monsters. Oh, actually, I think I saw somebody play this once. The screenshots look familiar. So, oh yeah, because this game's a couple years old, so maybe I did see someone playing this. I just forgot about it. Well, now I know. Okay, let's play a little bit more here. It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. Hold it! You are paid for your work, aren't you? How do you justify watching TV on the job? Like, that's not that bad of a thing. If you're there, you might as well. It keeps the brain active. You know, it's the same as like reading a book while you're there. Arg. But it ain't easy being me. I mean, I can't watch the TV when we have visitors. There's no way to record stuff. Okay. That seems important because earlier I was trying to say whether watching that wrestling match, whether they recorded it, watched it later. I feel like he did. Either he recorded and watched it later and this is a lie, or he didn't watch it, somebody else watched it, told him what happened, and he's pretending that he saw it, and this is part of his alibi, saying like, oh, there's no way to record it. That seems important. Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling's serious business to Mr. Filch. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. Hold it! You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? All of that ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right? When you're on the stand, it's illegal.
Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours.
I'm pretty sure that counts as threatening the witness.
Screech.
Yipes, sorry, just let me keep my tongue. At least leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case.
You were negligent in your duties, were you not?
It's probably against like a samurai code. Yes, sir, I was, sir, but it ain't like that. The floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. Hold it! So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch. I mean, I guess we could probably test this. As good as they come, I'd say. And nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Tenmataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. How does he know this? We never mentioned the jingle jangle. It's in Jinx's testimony, but we never mentioned it. I feel like that's important right there. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Ray says, no, Blackwill. Quick says, Blackwill? Nah, that's just Blackwill being a samurai. He doesn't look like... I love the concept art. Who was you, Quick Game, that posted the Discord, where he had, like, the actual prison jumpsuit and the big scarf thing? Just do that and give him, like, a samurai helmet. Then he looks like a samurai. Ray says, looks like it's a tanuki hat, but emo. Quick said, that's not a hat, that's his hair. How dare you? Ray says, well, his hair looks like a hat. Quick Katie said, the Blackwell slander. Ray with an emote. Quick Katie said, Tunic is basically Link's Awakening, but Lil Fox, I think. Bubba said, Zelda like that eventually becomes a ton of puzzles. I like that. I like Zelda. I like puzzles. I might have to add that to my wish list. Brandon says, is this your first Ace Attorney game? No. We've actually played 5 of them before this. We played the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, then we played Edgeworth Investigations, and then we played Apollo Justice. So this is our 6th one. Actually, so are you a fan of the whole series, Brandon? I hope I'm doing the series justice. Then I apologize. We like to goof off and have voices. I don't think any of the voices we have for these characters are quite as abrasive and annoying as the voice that we gave Maya in the original trilogy. So I guess count yourself lucky. But if you want to watch any of the clips from the old stuff, let me give you. Here is a link tree I just put into the chat. Oh, looks like the Streamlabs already did it automatically right before that. There's a link tree with all my social medias. It includes a TikTok, which if you scroll down far enough, you can find a bunch of clips from the old ones. If you're interested, no pressure if you're not. Ray says, Tunic is a Dark Souls-like, where there is no direction in the game except a little game manual that is in a different language and incomplete. You have to figure out what it means while getting more pages, and it is hard. That sounds interesting. I might have to check more out about this sometime. Thank you very much for the recommendation, then. Okay, let's keep going here. A jingle jangle? How does he do that? It's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Oh, beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise? Yes, Jinx told you this. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. I guess that's the source of the noise then. But we're not gonna ask how Filch knows about this. Oh, you know what he's probably gonna do? He's probably gonna say he knew about it because the picture in the scroll, but I think the scroll, when we looked at it before, it doesn't show him with a staff. So he wouldn't know about it. And the only other thing that could have shown it would have been the statue, but the hand that holds the staff is already broken off. So, yeah, this is what we're gonna get him. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information? That's very important. Yes, extremely vital. I request to be added to his testimony. We're making progress. If Tenmataro was to pass by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle. All right, let's still press this and the remaining statement just for content's sake to see what else they gotta say in case there's any funny stuff being said. And then we'll present some evidence. We'll get him. So Tenmataro's staff makes a distinctive sound? Yeah, like a jingle and a jangle. Wait, Jinxie said something like that. Something about Tenmataro making a jangly sound. I think we're missing something here, but I can't quite put a finger on it. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record again. There it is, spoon feeding us, so that's the statement. See, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer. Please tell the court, what did Jinxie see, if not Tenmataro? She's always going on about seeing this yokai or that. Just an active imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of tanuki monster. Can't say I blame her. So, Mr. Filch, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination? Yup, no Tenmataro or anyone else got in or out of QB Manor on my watch. Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Also, hang on. Rewind for a second. Kind of a bigger issue. Wasn't part of the whole alibi that it was corroborated by LaBelle because they were supposedly both in there? He hasn't mentioned LaBelle being in there at all. Isn't that a little bit fishy? Well, if that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we're gonna continue believing Jinxie's statement, we'll have to uncover Filch's lie, right, or find out why he can't tell the truth. It's because he's an accomplice. Okay, so we're back at the start. So let's go to that statement where he says made a jingle jangle sound. That's this one. Let's save, because I'm not quite sure which piece of evidence, like I know the logic here that we're supposed to present, and that's that he shouldn't know about the staff going jingle jangle. The only way he would know is if he saw the person actually disguised as him. So I'm going to assume that what we're going to present is going to be the scroll, showing no such staff. And, I mean, the statue shows it as well, but, I mean, because Jinxie said that she saw him and he had a staff jingle jangle. That doesn't sound like common knowledge. So, yeah, the only way he'd know it is if he saw the actual... So, yeah, let's present this. Present!
Objection!
Got it! Tenmataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm gonna say your story doesn't add up. Is there something wrong, something the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Tenmataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding a staff? Well, you see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hand. And she described the sound just like you did, a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so he was holding a staff. What's your point?
Objection!
No. You see, the point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff, not normally. What are you talking about? Oh, but let me guess. The way that that Black will get back is he'll find the missing arm on that statue, put it on, it'll have like a staff, and say, boom, there it is, there's the staff, and try to claim it is common knowledge. You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? Oh, you're right, there's no staff! Not even a cane or a walking stick! So the question is, why does this witness think Tenmataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
Well, now, this is getting interesting.
All right, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with it. Okay, hang on, save first before what happens. I think he's gonna ask us a question. We're gonna have to present evidence, and I don't know if we're ready to present, and I don't want Judge to stab me in my gut and take away hit points. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff. The scroll is wrong. He actually saw Tenmataro. Filch is a scatterbrain. Well, I still think LaBelle was the one who disguised himself as a Nine Tails pro wrestler using the Alderman stuff and was the one who jumped off of the roof because he had like a ripped physique. He was buff. I think Filch was probably an accomplice disguised as Tenmataro, but for right now, we'll say he actually saw Tenmataro. Huh! Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff! Yay. Let me read a few more comments in the chat. Bale said, yeah, no, just 2-3 is enough to help it. It's really bright as its default. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. We might toy with it a little bit. I might have to adjust the volume a bit more last time. I felt like that even with the music pulled down, it was kind of overpowering some of the voices. So I might adjust a bunch of the settings. I appreciate the heads up. Ray says, Tunic is super good, but really hard in combat and puzzles. Okay, so probably not the type of game that you'd like to see me play on stream then, because it requires actual skill. Which is, I don't know if you've noticed, that is something I do not have. But I might add it to my Steam wish list, and maybe if the next time it goes on sale, I might pick it up and play it in my free time. Quick Kitty said, ain't no harm, sir! It's a lot of harm! Bumble said, if you like puzzles, it might take a bit to get to them, but highly recommend. I love puzzles! I love them a bit too much. I mean, I told you before that the two reasons why I haven't streamed any Professor Layton games is because, one, I don't have a jailbroken 3DS, and so I don't know how to, like, stream it onto here. And the other thing is that, like, I probably wouldn't be fun to watch play this kind of puzzles, because I would probably just get very silent, very focused on it. But I do love those games. I still think it'd be great, because I am friends with the voice of Professor Layton. If I could somehow, I don't know how I'd ever convince him to go on, like, a stream like this. But I think it'd be fun. Maybe if we ever blow up and I suddenly get, like, you know, 50,000 followers and like, monetized out the wazoo, then I could convince him to come and hang out here on the stream. But anyway, I'll read some more in the chat in just a minute. Let's keep going with this. I'm busted again. Oh, he just described it. Oh, what did he say? He said, bloody heck, you something, you, duplicitous little. Oh, that's a good word.
You duplicitous little.
Yes, how'd that feel, Blackwell? Not so funny when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't you? Well, please don't have Blackwell come in and offer an explanation that he then just accepts and goes, yeah, that's the ticket. I'm begging you, please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tenmataro. Oh, crap, I know what it is. This is so stupid. Didn't Jinx or somebody say that part of the legend is that if you see Tenmataro, you can't tell anybody you saw Tenmataro, because if you tell somebody, you lose your soul. And he's gonna claim that's why he's not. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Ha! Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do. No way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be. He? Is it? He's probably gonna claim it's Tenmataro, but it's obviously LaBelle. He? Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but the event you do look, and they tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing about the villagers' superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Tenmataro, he'd claim her soul. Why, you think Filch believes that too? Oh, so Mr. Big Time City Slicker Lawyer has heard about him? Them old village superstitions. Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Ninetales Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though, because I'm almost caught up to chat. It's amazing. Ray says, the whole game is a puzzle. That darn manual. I mean, honestly, you're making it sound fun. I like games with a good challenge. Brandon says, yes, I am. I even watched the Ace Attorney X My Little Pony crossovers. Okay, those can't be official, right? Like, they didn't have, like, an official one. I'm assuming that's, like, a YouTube video series, right? Please tell me that that's, like, not a real thing? I mean, I guess that'd be kind of cool if they had a real one. Because I know that Phoenix Wright has crossed over with Professor Layton, and didn't he also appear as like a playable fighter in like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Infinite or whatever, one of them, right? Says, My Little Ace Attorney, Turnabout Storm, and My Little Ace Attorney, Elements of Justice. Those are fun names. Says, I recommend that you should watch them sometimes. Well, I mean, I will be honest, I'm not a brony. I've known some people who are bronies, so I'm like anecdotally familiar with like a couple of things about the whole pony thing. Not a whole lot, but I do enjoy the Phoenix Wright, so I may just do that sometime. Let's see. Quick Katie said, yeah, I love those fan cases. Imagine Phoenix talking to Twilight Sparkle. So are they just like YouTube videos, or did someone make like an actual fan game where you gotta like click through? I'm guessing just videos, because the game would probably be a lot more involved. Brandon says, yeah, I love that. Also, you spelled Phoenix wrong? Wait, did I? Where did I spell Phoenix wrong? Oh, I probably spelled it wrong, like... Oh, Queen Katie did. Oh, okay, sorry. I was worried that I didn't. Maybe when I gave you my social media links, like, crap, did I spell Phoenix wrong every time that I posted a video onto TikTok or something like that? Okay. Well, it's hard. I always... the O and the E always mess with me as well. So it's understandable, but yeah. That's probably why Maya calls him Nick. It's harder to misspell Nick than it is Phoenix, I will say. Okay, I'll read some more in just a minute. Let's keep going with this. And the superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro. And darn straight, that's why. It's all right here. Village Superstitions. The novelization. Oh, here we go. So this will probably be added evidence. Village Superstitions. 1. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. 2. Do not tell others if you see him. 3. Ignoring superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. And then finally, freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. So... Okay, so if they see him, they admit it. Okay, I wonder if these are real superstitions or if these are things that, like, maybe LaBelle was playing a long con and wrote all this stuff out, like, years ago and just figured, like, well, if I ever decide to murder somebody, this will be really convenient. We'll dress up as Tenmataro and no one will admit to the police that they saw anything. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul? See, that's why us folks in Ninetales Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmataro. Village superstitions added to the court record. Superstitions that have been handed down generation to generation in Ninetales Vale. Okay, generation to generation. So it's not something LaBelle made up. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing the Tenmataro costume. Huh. I just hit my desk too hard. Hang on, my USB thumb drive just fell off the desk. Come on a second. I need to smack my desk a little bit lighter when I'm Apollo justicing out. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer. What? I still think that he was an accomplice because we saw the wrestler jump off the roof.
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe such rubbish?
We don't believe the superstitions. We just believe that they exist, that other people believe them. And yeah, look at this guy. Look at Filch. You're saying, what kind of fool? That kind of fool.
And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'd need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
This is pretty rational and common sense. Just because you say it isn't doesn't make it so, you dingus. Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Professor Black. Oh, sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell. What's that, huh?
Wow, coming up on 2 years soon. How time flies, Mr. Robo. I was in D&D and the whole party now has flying brooms. It's pretty epic, haha.
Jorge, good to see you. Thank you so much for re-upping the sub. And thank you also for the fact that whenever you do it, it's always tier 2. I wish I had like more tier 2 rewards. I think it currently just has like one extra emote that like tier 1 doesn't have or something like that. But thank you so much. And you're right, 20 months. We're just like one, I guess not a fiscal quarter, because a fiscal quarter is 3 months. So a fiscal third? What's like the equivalent of a quarter when you divide up into 3? A fiscal third away from 2 years. How you doing, Jorge? And please tell me that you guys will be up to some shenanigans with the flying brooms and all that stuff. I hope D&D was fun. So good to see you. How are you? How was your Valentine's yesterday? I hope you got like some good candy. At least even if it was like me, I just went today, the day after, and got discounted candy. But I got some good candy. But so good to see you, Jorge. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Let's see. Queen Kitty says, lol, whoops, can't ever spell his name right. Or should I say, ride with a W-R-I-G-H-T. Says, don't worry, it's all fan-made. There are some crazy crossovers that exist, so I wouldn't hold anything past the universe to bless and or curse us with. Queen Katie said, Elements of Justice is ongoing, and it sure is wild so far. And Brandon says to me, no, they are fan-made. Bill said, yep, he was a DLC character in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Okay, I didn't know he was DLC, but I knew he was, which makes no sense. He's, Phoenix right. He's a lover, not a fighter. And not much of a lover at that. Let's be honest, he doesn't seem to keep mentioning Iris of Hazakura Temple anymore. And he had her. Like, he could have had a prison wife. It's so sad. Okay, let's play a little bit more here. Hey, your common sense is awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There's no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection! A few means there are some. While the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetales Vale, a life and death superstition might even make you a believer, and we kind of have sort of evidence of that. I mean, it is just us saying a thing, but when we were there and when we saw Ninetales Fox Pro Wrestler jump off the building and battle, quote unquote, the Tenmataro costume guy, everyone averted their eyes, which makes us think like that wouldn't be a very effective stunt show. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to waste a whole lot of time choreographing the stunts because no one's gonna be watching them. Oh, I thought he was gonna like break his chains for a second. I bet at some point in this game that's gonna change and he will break his chains, like in the final case of the game.
Grr. Roar.
He emotes so much. Order! Order, I say!
You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. I promise not to do it again. That makes me not believe your promises, bro.
Taka, my fine feathered friend, have at him. Just kill him. Kill him right now. No one in this court would blame you. Murder him, Taka. You're an animal. It's nature when animals do it.
Yipes! He's gonna eat me alive! Head for the hills! I mean, the judge did say by penalty of bird attack if he lied again, and he lied again. So I think this is actually legally binding. This is totally allowed. Ah, he took off! The bailiff? What are you waiting for? After him! And with your fastest men! That's certainly not something you see every day. This court is a travesty, and I love it. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. I'm ready to come more. I think I'm going to catch up to chat right now. Queen Katie said, me nibbling on gingerbread during this courtroom drama is at least iced. Cause I like gingerbread, but I feel like it needs like a whatever that white icing is they put on gingerbread cookies. Brennan said, yeah, I'm going to be watching Case 3-2 on Saturday. Oh, is that from the Elements of Justice that Queen Katie was talking about? And with that, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 9 seconds into the stream, I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. It's also, I think, the first time in ages I've caught up for the first time before the 2 hour mark. So I five to myself for that. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenma Taro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Oh, so the judge is probably going to give us like an extra day to investigate and try and figure out who that. That's a long ellipses. Oh, they did break. I didn't have to wait till the last trial. He's a free man. Them's the rules of Japanifornia. You break your change and go free. Huh? Ah! His shackles. What? Whoa! I'm too young to die. What was that? Did he actually have a sword?
Justice Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade.
You were not forced. Nothing of that compelled you. You could have simply said, oh, what do you know? Maybe it's not what I thought happened.
You had best say your prayers.
Oh, Gallup, raid with a party one. Gallup, thank you so much for the raid. You just got here in an exciting moment. So we're going to pause for a second from this exciting moment to give Gallup a quick little shout out here. Looks like you were playing some Genshin. And I'll have a sip of water.
Oh, then.
You guys watch a little Genshin clip here from Gallup Crush. Thank you again for the raid. I hope your stream went well.
By the clothes on your back and the look on your face.
You did it again.
I have no idea what's happening in this clip, but I hear laughter. And so I will assume that it is within the context of Genshin that it is hilarious.
Anyway.
Yeah, I hope your stream went well, Gal. Thank you again for the raid. Welcome, welcome. You actually got here right after I just caught up to the chat as well, so I'm actually current with it. All right, so Blackwell is threatening to murder. Here's the thing. Okay, I mentioned before, my main, I can't really call it a theory, it's just a wild guess, is that he was convicted of the murder, whatever murder it was that Athena saw in her flashback when there was like pools of blood and she was a little kid. I think that's fairly obvious because there's some shared history between the two of them. But I do think he was probably falsely convicted and will exonerate him by the end of the game. But even if he was like falsely convicted of murder, if he is threatening to murder me in the middle of a court of law, I mean, he probably could go back to jail for that.
You had best say your prayers.
Huh? Eek! Defend me, Judge Judgy, protect me! I don't think you're allowed to kill the defense just because they're winning the case. Detective, do something! Yes, Fulbright, where are you, Fulbright? Ha ha ha! Have no fear, Fulbright is here! When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going! Wait, is he running?
Objection!
Just pull out your gun! Dude, then get going already before he kills us! Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free! Objection! Objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice!
Silence!
Was that what Blackwell said? Silence!
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm safe. I am unarmed and a coward. Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, I think the judge forgot he's in charge here.
So Justice Dono's assertion is this: Tenma Taro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right, and that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman QB.
Silence!
Can I have a silence thing? Wow!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai in the Fox Chamber?
What? He's right. She said nothing about Tenmataro being in the Fox Chamber. Maybe he ran around the corner. Maybe he ducked in the bathroom to change into his costume or something. You know, if I just murdered a dude and framed another dude for murder and they're unconscious, I'm not gonna change my clothes in front of the dead dude and the unconscious dude. The unconscious dude could wake up and the dead dude's ghost could be watching me. I don't want ghosts seeing my stuffs.
Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door.
And your point is?
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
Oh, is he gonna claim a new theory? Is that she's the one who clobbered her dad with the statue? But then what would be with the Tenmataro that he saw downstairs? No, there must have been someone dressed up like that.
Then why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber?
Oh, he's probably behind the screen. There was a in the room. There was a big screen thing, a folding screen. Easy to block the view of somebody. Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the Fox Chamber?
There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime.
It's a long trial day. Are we gonna call her to the stand now? Uh-oh.
The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive.
I'm not an expert. I don't think that's how lawyering works.
Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last, it shall be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Dono.
Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... Yahoo!
3 minutes.
But that's not long enough for me to pee. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess?
Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo.
You don't understand. I'm an old man. My plumbing don't work like it used to. It takes me a while to work up a stream. The loo? You mean the bathroom? Oh, sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands.
See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished.
Oh, yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says. Oh, it doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? All right, Galp was saying, I predicted to dialogue again in that clip. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Sorry, I couldn't quite hear it because, like, the clip viewers, not clip viewer, the shout-out thing was a little bit quiet. But again, Galp, I hope you had an awesome stream, and thank you one more time for the raid. April 18th, 10:40 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. He busted out of his shackles. In fact, let me make sure that we are saving periodically. I sometimes forget to do that. I always save right before a cross-examination, but it's probably good to keep saving just in case the game crashes. Although, it's been much more stable today than it's been the last couple of times. Recently, it'd been stuttering a fair amount. He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenmataro impersonator at the manor. I don't think a lawyer can use threats of violence to stop the defense from doing their job. I assume. It never really came up in all those episodes of Better Call Saul that I watched, but I feel like that's a reasonable assumption. Yeah, what's with that guy in the whole samurai act anyway?
Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel.
No, wait, let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence.
I suppose it could wait till later.
Sigh, does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. No time to pee because I've already wasted about one of my 3 minutes out here. Remember what Blackquill said, Apollo, don't be late. I suppose even the point of that whole scene, just to remind us that Damien Taro is in the house, we could have just said, all right, bailiff, go fetch Jinxie. April 18th, 10:43 a.m. Exactly 3 minutes. District Court courtroom number 4. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now if the witness is ready, that is. Wait, what? Oh, she's using that as a reflection to see. That is adorable. No, wait, what's that say? Nara Rihyon? Oh, that's gotta be like a yokai name. Nara Rihyon, leader of the 100 demons. He really does exist. Oh, it's probably who she thinks that Blackquill is. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. Yeah, because how else am I supposed to use my Super Jules Jangle powers if I can't see her face to see her tells? Hey. Ooh, what is it, my child? Oh, she thinks the judge is the demon. Be gone, Nara Rihyon. Nara Rihyon, leader of the 100 demons. Oh, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. I thought she thought he was gonna be, what was the big demon? King Enma or something like that? The beast of the bar! The demon of due process, if you will. Eek, my charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one.
Now, you little scamp.
Yes.
I trust you know why you're here.
Bags.
Bags. Oh, that tricksy Tanuki.
She might be talking about the ones under your eyes. You also got like weird scar-looking things, bro.
Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it.
Everyone's a comedian. No, I think for that to be a comedian, that would have had to be funny. See, Bailiff says, to be fair, this is also Japanifornia, not America, like Better Call Saul. I did love, which one of you guys was it that posted in the Discord, the Ace Attorney channel, that little fan comic with Phoenix Wright going, ah, yes, America, Los Angeles, or whatever, and everything was just extremely Japanese. Quick Kitty said, remember how we described the boss of demons to Jinxie earlier? I do remember, but it was a different name than whatever name she's saying here, I thought. Maybe I'm misremembering. The problem is it's been several days. Sunday to Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday. It's been like 4 days since last we played. So I tend to forget things. That's one thing that I've noticed when I've gone back and watched old VODs to like extract clips to post online. Like if I'm watching like 3 VODs back to back, it's kind of funny how much I forget from night to night of stream. So my apologies for all of that. No, I meant your bags, the ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azukirai away. Kirai away.
Azukirai? Kirai? The yokai that washes Azuki.
Oh, Azuki beans. I thought he was saying Azuki's beans. Maybe Azuki's full of beans, I don't know.
The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off.
Azuki Arai often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore.
Is that so? Wow. Thank you.
Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. I don't even know what's happening. I'm just gonna move on. I don't know. I am. They're bad enough alone, but together, these two are just plain creepy. Quick Katie said, Blackwell, you can't say that to someone's kid, especially when he is on trial for where they have the death penalty. Anyway, your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene. Witness testimony. What Jinxie saw. I also love how every time it's a zoom, they're really taking advantage of that 3DS technology, aren't they? Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, shiver, I saw, yes, now I remember. Crap, we even established last time, if anybody ever says now I remember, they're the killer. Sorry, Jinxie, you're the murderer. Yokai, right there in that room. Let me guess, it's probably the little yokai statues that we saw on the windowsill or something. Oh, that's her whole testimony? Okay, great. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime? Shiver, lots and lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Oh, did Tenma Taro happen to be among them? I don't know, I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Norikabe, Seto Taisho, Eek. Eek was not the name of a yokai. That's the sound I make when I'm scared. They were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. This is awful. Wow, my voice is cracking. That was a really bad one. But this is awful. Because she's gonna completely make her testimony unreliable. Why? We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them.
This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony?
Yark! Called it! Huh? Yes, Athena! Huh. Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. Oh, we're gonna use her powers to assuage her fears so we can hear what she actually... Okay, fine. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. Nothing about this is appropriate to do in court. Nothing about this is right. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Yes, please proceed, Miss Sykes, and we can all listen in. Patient confidentiality does not exist in this country. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed?
Huh. It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land.
I'll show you. There we go. And yep, she's just casually busting out robot holograms. Oh boy. Let's see, Beowulf said, yes, even though we saw the real killer, she is the killer. We gotta stick by the rules. Even we saw the killer, I don't know, she said, yes, now I remember. Wow, she's so scared. She's terrified. The poor thing. Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, shiver, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. Okay, so we got a Tanuki over here. Got a chandelier cat. We got some sidekicks from Beauty and the Beast. A giant cinnamon toast crunch and some demons. Yeah, so that's what's going on. This one has pliers for some reason. Oh, and a ghost in the center of the room, I think. And something behind the Tanuki on his tail. I don't know. Whatever. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? Does she have the technology to, like, read her mind? What? Yeah, what is that? Oh, it's one of Widget's functions. Right here, you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Sure, why not, huh?
Hey, loser.
Ah!
Not, I'm joking. You are actually looking quite rugged and handsome with that scruff. You could probably be a treasure hunting archaeologist. Either that or you have a bad webcam and you need to wash your face. Either way, I'm sure the ladies will love it. Keep...
Oh, it says, keep it up, sport. Thank you so much for the 10 bits, Clam. How are you doing? And, spoiler, the ladies will not love it. So, sadly, that's not gonna happen. But how are you doing? Good to see you here. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. I basically have been staying caught up since I caught up with the chat. Let's see, Queen Katie said, you know what's so funny? This is the first time she's using this timeline-wise in court. Oh yeah, because this is a flashback trial, I forgot. So we'll probably get less of an explanation now than we did in the future for some reason. And Eglin with a clip. Okay, cool. Let me load this up with the clip viewer so we can all watch together on stream. As always, first clip of the night takes just a little bit longer to load up than subsequent clips will. So this clip from Eglin is titled, oh crap, is titled Awful. So I know what this is. This is an unexpected turn of events. This is awful. Wow, my voice is cracking. That was a really bad voice crack. Bad one. But this is awful. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. This is awful. Wow, my holy cow, what is wrong with my voice on these streams? But thank you for the clip, Eglin. I appreciate it. Baywell said, yes, patient confidentiality be darned, Japanifornia. Quick Katie said, wait, never mind. I don't know if it's like the first time she used Widget in court, but if it is, it's a wild time to use it. I mean, it's the first time we've seen, because like in this case, when we were up in the Ninetales Vale, we saw her right after she'd gotten off the plane. So unless there's going to be another case set further in the past, like maybe Phoenix meeting her like on a trip out of town or something like that, I think this is the first time that, like, chronologically, like, yeah, that's the right word, chronologically, that she will have used it in court. But anyway, I'll read the remaining comments in just a second. Let's see if I can remember how to actually do this first, and then I'll catch up to chat again. Right here, you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa, you mean that little thing could do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow of error right now. Error from her terror, hababa. Did I see Ten Mataro in the Fox Chamber? See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? Oh, is this gonna be a new mechanic? Where we gotta like get rid of the overwhelming emotion before we can use it regularly? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal, everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. Great! Our star witness, whose testimony our entire case relies on, is clinically schizophrenic. I don't know if it's gonna be admissible in court anymore. Oh my gosh, this game. CPL says, which treasure hunting archaeologist are you referring? I can think of two. I assume he's talking about Indiana Jones. Some years ago at the theater I perform at that I do improv with, we also do plays like, I mentioned this before, like I showed you guys on Discord the Robin Hood one. And some years ago I was in an Indiana Jones parody. Inexplicably cast as the Indiana Jones character. I don't have that look at all. It was probably not the best casting choice. The rest of the cast was phenomenal. I think I was just a bad casting choice. That's who I'm assuming Clem was talking about. Hey, King John says long time no see, mate. It has been a long time. How are you doing? Very long time. Have you played this game before? I hope you're doing well. What have you been up to in the last, like, what, probably year and a half? I don't know how time passes. I actually don't know how long it's been. I know it's been a long time, but time all blurs in my mind. But how are you? Clem says, Shia LaBeouf. No, not Shia LaBeouf. Clem says, yo, to King John. Okay, let's play a little bit more, and then I will read some more in the chat again. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai. I mean, to be fair, in that room, there were literal statues of yokai. So they're probably not ordinary objects, but still. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. What, is she gonna like somehow be able to bring up an image of the room or something like that? Now let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? The cat, yes. She seems particularly terrified of that one. How do we know? Start by pressing probe. Q. This is totally organic dialogue we would have in real life. Start by pressing probe Q. Wow, okay, although I guess to be fair, she does have like a hologram monitor screen, but she ought to just be able to press it. Next, point to what's causing Jinx's out of control emotions. Finally, hit probe again. R. It's a different button this time to try and get to the heart of the matter. Okay, let's give this a try. Time for me to press brain buttons. Okay, press the probe button Q. Point to the cat monster. Fireball ghost. Cat monster on a wheel of fire. Probe. Got it. Got it. Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a wheel of fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly, it's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. Isn't that all hallucinations? I could be wrong. I'm not a therapist or a lawyer. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaken for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a wheel of fire. Oh, okay, I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? What, the chandelier? Oh crap, we're gonna have to do this for every single yokai. But here's the ones over the right. Like I was saying, there's a bunch of them. Okay, so let's save though before we do this. Just in case the game decides to be a total b-hole about this. And exit, exit, exit. All right, the chandelier. Present. Take that. Aha! The light fixture. Yeah, this one right here. It has a flame design and it's up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Ink. Info update. Crap, we gotta do this for all the yokai. We're gonna have to do it for all of them. This is happening. This is happening. Okay, so this is gonna be the folding screen. These will be the broken teacup on the ground, and this, I don't know what this will be. Oh, maybe this will be Filch that he was in the room. I mean, these two blue lights will probably be the fox statues on either side that have the blue flames. But yeah, this will be Filch, so this will put him at the scene of the crime when she walked in. We got this. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. See, Queen Katie said, timeline is weird with this game. I hate it. Bill says, yep, it's 2 DLC, 3, 4, 1, 1, 4, 2, and 5. Wait, so 4 split like that? Queen Katie with an emote. King John says, we have to clear her mind first before we can get a proper reading on it. I know, but Athena wasn't kidding when she said this is going to be like an actual therapy. I'm not actual therapy. I am not a therapy expert, but I'm pretty sure this is not how real therapy works. Queen Katie said this whole yokai case is something. Galp says, my fave outfit on her. Wait, are we talking about Athena? Yeah, because we put costumes on peeps. I don't know if we'll keep her in it, but yeah, she's in her little school uniform, I guess. Bill said, oh yeah, make it 3. I know about Indiana Jones. Wait, so what were the other 2 that you were talking about then? I assumed that Indiana Jones was one of them. Who are the other ones? King John said, I haven't played it, but I specifically came here because I'm a fan of Spirit of Justice, which is in this collection. I'm so excited to see you get to Spirit of Justice. Yeah, we're still pretty early on in this because we're only in the second chapter, but I'm planning on doing Spirit of Justice after this one. So awesome. And Beowulf said, yes, a fellow Spirit of Justice fan. Let's go. Okay. Oh, and Clam says, I miss my main man, Gumshoe. Okay, Clam, I miss Gumshoe too. However, we have Detective Fulbright in this, and he is delightful. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, we gotta keep doing all these yokai. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster? It didn't look white, it looked like pale yellowish brown. That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. There's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a fold-in screen. Oh, so we're not gonna have to click everything. That's cuddly. It's just a fold-in screen. Hey. And this raccoon dog in the Tanuki monster. It's just the statue. Oh crap, there was one of those inside there. That's right, because wasn't it like partially smashed by the door opening? Darn it, I was hoping it was Filch in there. Hey. And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here is nothing more than a fox statue. Hey, I don't know what I was thinking. This doesn't seem to be allaying her fears. Oh no, she's got a different pan. Hey, back down to 50. So now do we do it like a normal one? You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. Well, that's bad for our case, actually, Jinxie. But I guess we'll stick with whatever's true. See, a clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. Ha! And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Athena, why'd you say that? No, Athena, no. No. See, Blackwell's gonna be like, all right.
Right. There never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion.
Thank you, Toilet Duck. I love how after all that ... it sounded like Apollo was sitting there just in silence, ... I guess wait is kind of like that. All right, Toilet Duck, thank you. I will save Toilet Duck. Thank you very much for reminding me. Because at least we're past that now, but I'm assuming we're going to need to use Athena's thing again because she's still at like 50%. Wait, Jinxie, what about Tenmataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro or any other yokai either. Well, F. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. King John says, the closest I remember from Wheel of Fire was ironically a game called Yokai Watch. I've heard of Yokai Watch. Wasn't there like an anime of it as well? I think it might have gotten like the 4Kids dub type of treatment, but I've never played it. I know that there are different anime about yokai. Isn't, what's it called? Toilet Bound Hanako-chan or something like that? I'm probably messing up the title. Isn't that about yokai, I think? Let's see, Galp says, yokai. That is in Genshin too, nice. King John says, one of the super bosses in that game is called Cat's Cradle, who has that kind of wheel on her back. Okay, so I'm guessing like all the yokai that she's talking about are probably like real things well, I mean real in the sense that they're actually in Japanese, actual Japanese legends, not like quote unquote real things. Yeah. King John says, and if you're wondering, the raccoon with a pot, it's another super boss, and that if you're wondering, the raccoon with a pot, it's another super boss that I know from Yokai Watch. Well, it's a Tanuki. In fact, we were referencing Tanukis a bunch because one of the other witnesses, who I believe is an accomplice in the murder, looks like a Tanuki. You see, this girl here, Jinxie, she's from a village where like everything is yokai themed, and it seems like everything and everyone looks like a yokai, and so or a pro wrestler. It's pro wrestler and yokai themed, which may not make sense, but I mean, here, I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. Like, this is a pro wrestler. Like, this one, he's dressed as the nine-tailed fox, which is a type of thing. And so we have a picture of the murder scene. So you can see, like, feathers and tracks from Tenmataro. So, yeah, anyway, I'm getting off track here. Clem says, Lara Croft, Indiana Jones, Shia LaBeouf. Wait a second. But Beowulf was saying, just treasure hunting archaeologist. I thought, but Clement said you could be, just treasure hunting archaeologist. For some reason, I thought that it said rugged or facial scruffed. Because it's gonna say Lara Croft don't have no facial scruffs. And Lara Croft, Indiana Jones, Shia LaBeouf. Actual murderer Shia LaBeouf. Quick Katie said, we want 3D Gumshoe. Why won't they deliver? Why won't they? I assume it's because that after Edgeworth Investigations, Gumshoe was like Edgeworth's sidekick. And I'm guessing he's like kind of embargoed to that game, maybe? Clem says Scrooge McDuck. Okay, there we go. Another treasure hunter, another fun one. King John says, to be honest, the wall like yo can kind of remind me of No Way Witch was another Yokai Watch. Well, I'd be willing to bet that in Yokai Watch they probably came with like a lot of Americanized names for things. So I'm guessing in this they probably have still the original Japanese names. So they're probably the same thing. Much kind of like with Pokemon, you have like the American translation names versus the Japanese translation names. I'm guessing. And Clan says Uncharted. Okay, so there's a lot of treasure hunting adventurers. And King John says, but this one you're able to add to your team. Nice. Okay, so let's play some more. I'll be back to the chat in a minute. I remember it clearly now. You've gotta be joking! I love how we also have no chill. Like everyone in the courtroom can tell when we've screwed up. Order! Order in the court! I think we just dug our own grave. No, Apollo. Technically, you dug your client's grave. You dug Damien Tenma's grave. Jinxie's dad's grave. You know, you can even tell her, Jinxie, you're killing your dad right now. Jinxie, if your dad dies from capital punishment, it is all your fault. Jinxie, you killed your dad.
Allow me to push you on in is the least I could do.
No! I feel like he's gonna run out of feathers if he keeps doing that. Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. I have a feeling that if this type of thing ever happened in real life, that this would be treated in the same way as like putting a witness under hypnosis would be treated. That it's inadmissible in court because this is like, you could be conjuring up fake memories and stuff like that. This is totally unreliable. But I guess we're gonna keep doing it because we live in a dystopian hexscape of a judicial system. Okay, so we got like sadness and surprise, right? Because that's what they were. I think green was happy, red and black was anger, yellow, something like, okay, so. Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber? Sadness and surprise. I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor. Okay, so that's more surprise. So this is the one we're probably gonna do. Let's check the other statements just to make sure this is the only anomaly. And we probably need to find out that she fell to the floor for some other reason. I'm gonna guess that like the door was slammed into her or something like that and she didn't realize Tenma Taro was there like hiding behind the door or the screen or something. Maybe that's why the other Tanuki on the other side of the door got smashed. Info update. Oh wait, no, here. There in the Fox Chamber, I saw Shiver. The alderman dead on a table, and Papa collapsed in a chair. Or is this the new thing? Oh, now the sadness is more. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenma Taro. Wait, so it's just alternating back to back. I don't remember how to do this mini game. Let me save before I screw this up. Save. Maybe we see it once before it lets me control it and... No, because we got Q for pinpoint. Okay. And it just starts over. Wait, well, what am I supposed to do? Try to find the emotions that contradict her statements. So if I find a contradictory emotion, I should point it out? That's right, but it's not just contradictory emotions you should look for. You should also keep an eye out for sudden changes in an emotion's intensity. Her emotions might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. It's important to compare how the same emotion changes throughout the testimony. Contradictory emotions and changes in intensity. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Okay, so is it the surprise got more intense? Was scared, entered the room, legs gave out. So I would guess this is, Q. What's the unexpected emotion? Oh, what's that? Weedle! Weedle ran with the party one! Welcome, Weedle! How is your stream? Hang on. Do you have clips? Can we do a shout out for Weedle? Hang on, shout out at I almost messed that up. I almost typed in Weedle instead of not a Weedle. But yeah, how was it? How was all the Yu-Gi-Oh card playing and everything? Let me get out of here so we don't have this beeping noise, and then I will read some more in the chat. But welcome, Weedle! Weedle, I meant, I'll say this afterward. We need to get the beeping done, and then I'll talk to you. Unexpected emotion is all the. Well, I mean, I guess it's not surprising that that when she saw that, her legs would give out and she'd fall to the floor. She saw the alderman dead on a table. Papa collapsed. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenmatar. But then it goes back to being sad. I don't know. Well, we did just save, so if we screw this up, we can save scum. So let's go pinpoint, and the unusual emotion is this, right? This seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? Because I don't see it that way. So what an unexpected testimony? Hello, is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Yes, there is someone at home, and that someone is gonna try that again. Okay, we didn't lose hit points, so it wasn't that. Did I see Temataro in the Fox Chamber? I was so scared when I entered the room. Or maybe this is fear. Maybe that's what that is. So is this sadness and fear? Legs gave out and fell to the floor. There in the Fox Chamber, I saw Shiver, the alderman dead on a table, and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenmataro. Did sadness just get more intense? Let's try pinpointing that. Got it! Maybe. Crap! What am I supposed to click? It's just... Excuse me. It's just blue and yellow. It's just sadness and surprise. She said, watch how it gets more intense. And yeah, the surprise, or is this fear? What is this? I think this is fear. Legs gave out. They're in the Fox Chamber. Oh, maybe it's because she's still afraid even though there were no yokai. Maybe that's what it is. Let's try pinpoint. Emotion. Down here. Come on, game. No! Crap. I'm just gonna have to brute force this. We're not losing any hit points, so that's okay. Okay, so on the last screen, we've already tried both those emotions, so it's not that. So it's not either of these. Or did I try sadness? No, because sadness, that makes sense. Her dad is knocked out. And the alderman dead on a table, and Papa collapsed in a chair. Yeah, I guess we just gotta try every single one. I have no idea what's wrong. Got it! Please, please, please. No! I'm just gonna, okay. I'm gonna try one more. And if this doesn't work, then while the chat is going on, I'll read some in the chat in case anybody has any hints. So we gotta say the emotion that doesn't fit. Did I see Tenmataro in the Fox Chamber? I was so scared when I entered the room. So fear makes sense. I mean, sadness, I guess, because, yeah. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor. Is it because this got less intense? Let's try that. Maybe that's... Got it! Yeah, why would she get less sad? Oh, thank goodness! Okay, so Weedle, as I was saying before, I tried to do you a solid, bro. Earlier today, I went to the store and to check, it's the day after Valentine's Day and all the candy gets undiscounted. And because Beowulf had posted pictures of Valentine's Fun Dip, I tried to go looking for some to buy on discount, but they didn't have any. But I got some chocolate stuff, which I think is I'm going to be honest, is better. But I tried to do that for you, Weedle. Let's see, I got to read some more in the chat. Beowulf said, make it 4. The other 2 are Josh Gates, the host of my favorite shows on Discovery Plus, and Nick Cage. Okay, Nicolas Cage. I don't know that Discovery Plus show, so I don't know who Josh Gates is, but I do remember Nicolas Cage. So that'd be from like National Treasure, right? Clam says, I forgot about Nick Cage. Beowulf says, Clam, how could you forget about Nick Cage? King John says, the only Taro I know is the Peach Boy, Momotaro. Well, there was also, back when we did Danganronpa, there was Monotaro. He was another Taro. There was, I feel like there's been a lot of anime characters. No, I think Maru is another thing. I was about to say Mecha Maru from Jujutsu Kaisen. It's Maru, not Taru. Queen Katie with some raid suggestions. Hang on, let me copy these down into my text file that I over here. Yeah, because we are past the 2-hour mark. So we got less than an hour before we reach the 3-hour mark. So we'll be able to check these out in just a minute. Thank you very much for the raid suggestion, Queen Katie. Clem says, is there a Jackie Chan movie where he's an archaeologist? I mean, I would assume. If not, I think that he does enough adventuring that's like similar to archaeology. I always think of the Jackie Chan Adventures, the cartoon show, because they were basically I mean, he wasn't a real archaeologist in that, but he did enough adventuring that was as if he was an archaeologist, going and finding those like magic talismans and things. King John says, "Sorry, my messages repeat sometimes. It's all good. I can still divine the meaning from them." Queen Katie said, "Only Taro I know, besides Momotaro, is Hamtaro." There we go. How did I forget Hamtaro? King John says, "Hold on, those aren't tentative Taro." I said, "I remember something. Oh yeah, Tengu. Yes, the Tengu. That's the one with the long nose, right? I think." Bill said, "It's cannibal, not oh, that's what it is. Actual cannibal, Shia LaBeouf." To be fair, it's been like years since I've seen that video, but thank you. Keeping me on my toes, Beowulf. You're absolutely correct. King John says, "That was another yokai." Okay, let's play a little bit more here. "The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could some have lessened your fear?" "Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment." Oh, I know what that's gonna be. It's gonna be the flower. A flower found only in Ninetales Vale. It boosts Jinxie's courage because it was her mother's favorite. I don't know why. If she had it on her or one was there, she saw something. It did? Well, where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Look! Info update. Oh, look, she's so brave now. She's got her fists, got a determined look on her face. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. Yay! Now we can get an actual testimony out of this girl. Bye-bye. Bye, Widget. A sudden burst of courage. I want to say boist. A boist of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was, but, I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. What? What would something naughty be about the flower? Found only in Ninetales Vale. Boost Jinx. What's naughty about that? Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Queen Katie said, "Apollo's thoughts in every AA game. I need a coffin and a coffin." King John says, which was a one-half bird human, explaining the black feathers and the bird talons. So what it might be is that we have the yokai that we've got in this is Tenmataro, which is this guy. So he might have been made up for this because they have very specific lore about him that if you see him and tell anyone you saw him, he steals your soul. So he might maybe be based on a Tengu, because I know I've heard of Tengu before. Widow says, "Hello! I did stream in the Yu-Gi-Oh! And beat Wendy in some PvP. Now, was it fun, though? I think Wendy's Yu-Gi-Oh! Streams have been a lot of fun. So I highly recommend you guys checking some of those out. She's been doing a lot on, like, Mondays and Wednesdays, maybe some Saturdays and things. King John said, "It's not fear, that's shock. Normally that icon is for, like, saying, 'Oh my gosh, what happened here?'" Okay, it would be nice to have, like, the word next to it. So I don't know what I'm doing. Bill said, "Mood Matrix always gave me troubles, honestly. I can tell this is going to give me troubles the entire rest of this game. So just be prepared to be very frustrated watching me do this." Queen Katie said, "When the game still plays music." Oh no! Exactly. Okay, let's keep playing here. "I realized I'd done something naughty when I thought about it later." Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? Take that! Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Ninetales flower at the scene, did you? Oh, the demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of Ninetales flower on it. I liked it so much, I kept it. Oh, that's the naughty thing she did. She stole evidence from the scene of a murder. So she going to jail. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Bailiff, arrest her. You know what, bailiff? No, just shoot her. Shoot her right now. Kill the criminal. Now the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out. Oh, so that's got to be the key to the Fox chamber. It appears to be a key. Was that the key that we saw LaBelle using in the prologue to this chapter?
Might I have a look, your baldness?
Oh, the bird fetched it for him.
This is...
Excuse me, I feel like I got the hiccups coming on. I don't want to hiccup into the microphone.
This is none other than the master key to QB Manor.
I need it. Hang on. Yeah. I'm getting the hiccups. I need some water. I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell?
It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
Wait, do keys have serial numbers? I mean, I guess maybe like a master key would, but I don't know. I feel like my house key doesn't really have a serial number. The master key that went missing? Oh, why don't I like the sound of that? Let me guess, it's going to be used to like try and say that therefore nobody could have gotten in and out because she had the key in her possession or something like that. I don't know. But it is bad. It's going to be bad.
Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the fox chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession.
I mean, that doesn't really matter that much because when we went there, the fox chamber was already closed. Now, I do seem to recall in the prologue we saw LaBelle open it. So I'm guessing he opened it, stole something that was inside, and then just closed it back up. But maybe this will be used later to show that no one else since that time has been able to open up the fox chamber or something like that. I don't know. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. I see King John says, is said to pinpoint the opposite. And that was the problem. I was just looking for maybe something that changed, but I need to find the emotion that didn't make sense with the thing that was happening, I guess. I want to say that I'll eventually get the hang of it, but I won't eventually get the hang of it. Quick Katie said, Loki forgot what the answer is. Well, and then phew, yeah. I just had to brute force it, basically. Okay. Let's see. Read some more in the chat. Weedle says, Logan, I'm telling you, Amazon is a wonderful tool to use. I need to do some more Amazon, especially since I actually got like a $25 Amazon gift card in my Christmas stocking that I still haven't used, but I already know what I want to spend it on, which makes it even less of an excuse for why I haven't actually gotten it yet. Let's see. Extemporaneous says, Unlurk! Finished 5 minutes before 59. Welcome, Extemporaneous. Now, Extemporaneous, what was it that you were saying that you were playing before? I didn't quite catch it, and I was a little bit confused by it, but welcome back! How are you doing? Okay, let's play a bit more.
Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl.
Wait, what? What? This is the first time hearing about this. Or was this mentioned before? I don't know, because we have so many days in between streams, I might have missed this. And your point is?
Until Jinxie Tenma opened the fox chamber with her key. The room had been locked tight from the outside world.
That's not something she would do. She is like scared to death of Tenma Taro. There's no way that she would like open up the fox chamber and let Tenma Taro out.
And there was no one else in there, save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. This is my voice when I shout stuff really loud.
No! That's my voice when I say things relatively quiet compared to normal. Well, okay, Athena, save my bacon, baby. How could this happen? Nah. The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you all right? Ugh, I know Mayor Tendon's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This sucks.
Sykes, Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery. State-assisted suicide, it's actually becoming more popular in Canada. We can just go to Canada.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not gonna fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight just from that. How powerful is this guy? Hey, are you all right? She fell right into his trap.
I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed.
All right, I'll be back in 10. Wait, what? She's actually leaving? No! Athena, if you leave, you're fired from the Right Anything Agency. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo, but he's hot. Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to? All right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Oh, I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. Okay, let's save because I'm willing to bet it's going to make me make a decision in just a second here. Read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Quick Kitty said, yeah, me and my dad went to, DG yesterday? And the whole place was just empty. We got lucky with some normal chocolate. Oh, is that like a grocery store or something like that? I'm not familiar with DG. Maybe it's like not in the region where I am. Widow says, to Exterminatus, hello again. Exterminatus says, random transformer check. Heavy load? Who is bro? And why are they actually the best transformer? Wait, no, he's not the best. He's like, he turns into a construction vehicle. Heavy load, not to be confused with wide load, who also turns into a construction vehicle, but wide load is a Decepticon. And heavy load is an Autobot. So there we go. Beowulf says he hosts a few shows. Oh, and also Exterminates, I don't have heavy load, so I can't show him to you. Beowulf said he hosts a few shows on there, but the only one I watch is Expedition Unknown, which is so entertaining. That sounds familiar. Have you told me about that before, Beowulf? Or maybe I'm just imagining things. Exterminates says, ooh, did the confession happen? It did, and we read 2 confessions because the first one was really short. The first one was someone simply saying that he or she or whomever it was, as a kid, fell off a couch and got a broken leg. And the other one was about continuing a random pointless lie for like 2.5-hour car ride with a friend, just to basically say, psych, JK, after getting out of the car. So those were the confessions we got today. King John says, to stack on the treasure hunters, we can't forget Kamen Rider Dynid, I hope I'm saying that right, who is the treasure hunter searching out world-specific treasures. Never seen that mentioned before. I don't know a lot about Kamen Rider, but I did, like last year or this past year, whenever it was, watch Shin Kamen Rider, and I surprisingly really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Quick Katie said, Jinxie is so cute, brave baby. I loved her little spray where she like got her fists up and was all determined and everything. Would have said it was, but I did lose multiple times to some AI. Plus, I'm updating my YouTube account and making it link to my Twitch account. I should probably do that. Well, okay, real question. I want you guys to get your input. Should I start simul streaming both Twitch and YouTube? I'd probably still just mainly focus on the Twitch chat, but I mean, maybe I should start doing that. I don't know. I don't really use my YouTube channel a whole lot. I probably ought to start posting more stuff there. But if any of you have like thoughts or opinions or advice on that, I would love to hear that. I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice. Though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. So he's gonna give a guilty verdict, kill our client, and take our attorney's badge and have us disbarred. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Actually I do! I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine! Apollo, you do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Oh, not really, but we'll be fine. But... Okay, I've got absolutely nothing. But that's never stopped me before. If there's anything I've learned from my mentor Phoenix Wright, is to lie and bluff your way out of things and occasionally forge evidence. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And or in this case, inside the box. What a doozy that locked room is, too. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? Ha! You bet I do! The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. There we go. Hey, that's my answer. One way or another.
Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono.
Time to do or die, literally. All right, save again, save again. I really don't know what it could be. I should probably look at the court record again. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room. Oh, there's the vent, the air vent, although it was high up in the air. But, I mean, somehow get up there. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine! We just need to think about this whole escape in a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. There we go, the vent up there. Vent. The room has a window, but it only opens like a few inches. It doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. And there's a vent, but the whole problem with the vent is simply getting up to the vent. But, I mean, you could jump. We saw that guy. We saw LaBelle. He's buff. He's probably got leg muscles for days. I bet he can jump pretty high. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, somebody used a rope, maybe. The forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. Oh, what about this? At least my standing theory is still that LaBelle had Filch as an accomplice. So, LaBelle is in there, Filch is up there. Filch reaches down, grabs him, and although Filch is weak, somehow. Oh, or Filch hops down, they're both in the room. LaBelle hops up on Filch's shoulders, climbs up, and then reaches down and pulls Filch in, something like that. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox chamber was compromised. I mean, the air duct is on the blueprint, so it has to be important. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. Duct. I am going to save one. Oh, actually, I can't save. I can't click. Oh, no. G for options. There we go. Let's save one more time. One more time right here. Yes. I'm going to click the air duct. Air duct has to be it. Air duct. Present. Just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice? What? No! Your reasoning skills seems questionable as your proposed escape route. I wish I could escape right now. I'm afraid there's no escaping a penalty. It wasn't random! Let me read some more in the chat. Queen Katie said, I wish I could play Yu-Gi-Oh, but when I tried, one guy literally took way too long to pummel me in my first match ever on the first turn. Well, I mean, I think the best way to get used to playing Yu-Gi-Oh is to get one of the video games, and play like against the computer, basically, for a while, to get the hang of it. And then you can build up like your deck and play against other people at that point. So I used to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but that was years ago. I just gave up on the match since I was gonna lose anyway. King John said QB is another way of saying Ninetales Fox. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's what QB means. QB Manor is Ninetales. I just always assumed Ninetales Fox was either because in Naruto it's Kurama or something. In Pokemon, his pre-evolved form is Vulpix, which I think just means fox, because isn't a fox like instead of a canine, it's a vulpine or something like that. So I learned something new. Says, how do I know that again? From Yokai Watch, which ironically, that Kyuubi was actually one of the main mascots of the series. I thought, for some reason, I thought the mascot, oh no, it was like a little cat thing. Wasn't there also one with like one big eyeball, or am I thinking of something else? Queen Katie said, I think I have a Kyuubi medal for Yokai Watch, one of the 3 I've ever had in life. King John says, interesting. Vero says, I overslept on DD Day. Vero, how are you doing? And I'm sorry that you missed the impromptu VC thing discussion last night, but how are you doing, Vero? Welcome, welcome. Queen Katie says, ooh, Exterminator says, playing? Homework, Logan, the world is strangest of game. Okay, I misunderstood then. I think when you lurked before, I misunderstood and thought you were doing a game. I'm sorry. That doesn't sound nearly as fun, but you're done with it now. Hang on, I'm really thirsty. I need some more water. Queen Katie said, Bud, we're doing great though. Logan has a new record of catching up to chat. I know, well, I'm not a new record. There's one time I did it, I think for one of the streams where we had a game that like not a lot of people were watching, and I did it within like a half hour, 45 minutes. But yeah, we did it about an hour and a half in a stream. It's a record for recent times. Exterminator says it'd be like that sometimes. New longest or shortest? Queen Katie said shortest. He got here so quickly. Said Japanada? Exterminator said Japana Canada? Wait, or Japana dan Canada? Japana dan Canada? I don't know how to pronounce that. Vera said, I feel a bit sick, so I have to step away. See you guys in the VOD. I'm so sorry, Vera, but it's so good. Okay, if you can hear me in the VOD, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching the VOD. I hope you're feeling better. Exterminator says, feel better soon. Vera said, thank you, dude. King John said, oh yeah, for a future character, do you think you've given them a Starscream voice? I don't know if I can do a Starscream voice. I would love it if I could. I'm friends with a guy who has done Starscream, like the voice for Starscream in some Transformers media. And he's actually like my favorite modern day Transformers. But the best, of course, is the classic Chris Latta, who did it like in the 80s, Cobra Commander and all this stuff, but he died. But I don't know if I could do a Starscream voice. I would love to learn how. Queen Katie said, get well, you'll be here in spirit. Vera said, tell Fulbright I say hi. If we see him again, we'll tell Fulbright that the Vera loves him. Exterminator says, I like how in Japanifornia you object, so you have to do it. Queen Katie says, DG, oh, it's Dollar General. Okay, I didn't understand. I was thinking like Dairy Queen, but it's like Dairy Guy. I said I didn't want to type it out. I want to watch Kamen Rider, but I don't know which to start with. Too many choices. I would guess that at this point, there's been so many series, there's probably like one of those shows you can just like pick a season that looks cool. I would imagine they're probably all relatively self-contained. Exterminator says, what does Shin mean in that context? Like Shin Kamen Rider or Shin Godzilla? It does. Shin means like new in Japanese. So and Shin Godzilla, it's basically the same series. They're not in the same universe, I don't believe in it. Maybe they are somehow. But what it is Hideaki Anno, who's the creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion. He basically got the rights to do his own reimaginings of several series. So he's done so far Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, and Shin Kamen Rider. I don't know if he's done any more of that. There also is a really cool toy that they made that's like the 3 of them they combined together along with like an Ava. Very expensive. Not a great combined robot mode, but it's a neat concept. So yes, it is just like Shin Godzilla. It's like the new type of thing. It was a reimagining. And King John says Shin means new or Neo. Bale says new or true. So there we go. So everybody knows this stuff. But anyway, let's play some more of the game, and then we will be right back here. And I'm afraid there's no escaping a penalty for your random guessing, Mr. Justice. Can I try that one again? Your Honor, the defense proposed this. Actually, we're gonna save scum. This is our first official save scum, I think, of the entire playthrough. So we're gonna do, yeah, that never happened. That never happened. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna guess now. Because everything that Athena said was trying to claim that things were impossible. It was claiming that the window was impossible, claiming that the air duct was impossible, claiming the Forbidden Fox Chamber is impossible. And so if what we say is Apollo was true, that we eliminate the impossible, whatever left, however unlikely must be true, we just say the door. Exited through the door, let's try it.
Take that!
The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. So we're right?
It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key?
I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but open up the window and toss it back in. The window's open enough for, I mean, it'd be hard to do, but you can get the key back in that way somehow, maybe, or use the air vent to get the key back in, maybe. If you came in and somehow it fed like a string or a rope or something like that through the air vent, and go in and like, so a string, it'd have to be something really thin. And then when you leave, put it under the door, tie the key to the other end, and then feed it through, but then you have to like cut the string off, get it. There's gotta be some way. Oh, no, okay, even simpler than that, even simpler. The whole idea is the vent could be accessed from outside. So you lock the door, head back out, climb in through the vent that way, and then you don't need to go, you just like drop it into the room from up in the air vent. It's easy peasy. Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. Wait, Judge, why are you accepting that he gets to murder me? No, I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chambers hallway door was locked was because Tenma locked from outside, it locked on its own. The perp locked it from inside. I'm gonna save to continue with our save scumming. So yeah, he locked it from outside. Tenma locked it from outside. Yeah. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked the ouch! Like I said, locked it, climbed at the vent, drops it back in.
Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from the room is a blatant contradiction of fact.
Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside, but the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight? Slipped it in when the door was open, threw it from outside, changed the lock. What does this mean? Threw it from outside, I guess, from the vent. Does the vent, being the vent, count from outside? I probably shouldn't save over these in case I've put myself, I should be staggering these. I hope I'm not soft locking myself. Slipped it in when the door was opened. I guess that's possible. I'm gonna say threw it from outside. Threw it from outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like, go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window? The vent! That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. Oh!
And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the Fox Chambers window.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility.
Oh, right. Yeah. I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Yes, the vent! Somewhere other than the window? Okay, no hit points have been deducted yet, so we're on the right track, but we are gonna, as I said before, I should be staggering these saves. Let's do it over here. Oh my gosh. I'll read some more in the chat, though. Let's see. Experience says, so like a remaster? More like a reboot or a reimagining of it. Because have you seen any of the Shin movies? Like Shin Godzilla? It's like a reboot. So it doesn't have any of the continuity of any of the previous movies or anything like that. It's just its own standalone thing. Kind of from the mind of Hideaki Anno. And that's the thing, it's really good. It has one of the most extreme examples of beginning a movie in media res that I think I've ever seen. And it's exciting. I don't know a lick about Kamen Rider lore, but I felt like after watching that movie that I felt as though I had watched a full season of a Kamen Rider show. Like it was really well. Oh! Thank you, Weedle, for the Tomcat. I am reading chat, though. I am reading chat. Okay, I'll stop talking about it. I'll just say watch the movies. I still haven't seen Shin Ultraman yet because I can't find it streaming anywhere. But the other ones are really good. I see King John says to Beowulf, right on. Exterminator says, or like a 2/sequel type thing, like Redux. Beowulf said, thanks, SMT. I know things I don't need to know. Wait, what? Oh, is that how you learned that? King John says, anytime. Exterminator says, vent? That's sus. Beowulf says, speaking of SMT, there's a 3DS game I found called Langrisser Reincarnation Tensai, but Tensai means reincarnation. So it's reincarnation. There's actually a Langrisser game I've been wanting to play, and I just found out there's a version of it on Steam. This is unrelated to anything else, because it's like a classic game. And I think it's like an RTS sort of game. So I'll probably suck at it. Doubt I'll ever stream it, but I added it to my Steam wish list. I don't know if it's that one. It might be, though. It is some Langrisser game. I want to give it a try. Bill said, well, it's unrelated to SMT, but I only know that because of SMT. Exterminator said, Logan, save scumming since 1364. That's right. I have been save scumming since before Columbus crossed the Atlantic Ocean. That is true. All right, could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? Yeah, the entrance to the air duct, right there. Let's hope that it detects this as clicking the air duct. Take that! Come on, game. The air vent? Yes! The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right! The Fox Chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway! Ha! And that's right! The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber. Then drop the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber!
Heard. Oh, that hurt. That's preposterous.
Oh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. No. Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. Don't say that to him. That's an insult to poor Judge Udgy. Ooh. First, the real killer disguised as Tenmataro murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. And then when the killer emerged, that's probably when he ran into Jinxie in the hallway. All that was left to do after that was go back through the air duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing! Ooh, even I could follow that, and I'm clinically dumb. The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro. And there was someone else in that, other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey, it looks like that lawyer is beating the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was a total turnabout. That's the name of the thing. That massive forehead of his seems, oh wait, what'd that say? I gotta check the lag. It seems so much more attractive now. Oh, someone in the gallery said big foreheads are attractive. None of you believe it, but someone, a fictional NPC, thinks I'm attractive now. Order, I say. We'll read some more in the chat here. Widow says, okay, my account is made now. I just need to upload the stream tomorrow. Oh, that's right. I have linked my YouTube to my Twitch because that's how I back up stuff there. But I don't stream on both. I'm still wondering if I should simulstream. Wheel says, Logan, how do you upload VODs to your YouTube channel? Okay, once they're linked, here's how you do it. This is very, very easy. At least this is how you do it in desktop. You go to your creator dashboard to the, I just do it by clicking go to video producer and it shows all the stuff. There's like a drop down menu where you can click export. And you can then type in if you want a different title for it or something like that, send it to your YouTube. I hope that made sense. I probably have to like go into there and click all the stuff, and I don't want to risk flushing out the chat here if I do that on accident. But it's pretty easy. But yeah. And you can also have it set to like when you transfer them over, to have them be set as unlisted, so that if you want to like tweak some things, change a thumbnail and things like that, you can. Let's see, Queen Katie said, oh, that reminds me, I should get my next VOD up on my YouTube soon. I meant to do that sooner. Clam says, Master Key. Exterminator says, Master Sword. I remember, Clam, when we found that key in the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Queen Katie said, BRB, gonna set up my bed so I can get on ASAP when the stream is over. Widow says, hee hee hee. And crap, I'm getting close to catching up again. And we only got a little bit more time. Let's get to a good pausing point. See if maybe we can get through to the end of this. We should at least be able to get far enough to say, all right, Judge, we need another day of investigation and go talk to and interrogate this LaBelle guy. Now that I've proved the possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty. Silence.
A valiant effort, Justice Dono. But your final thrust missed its mark. Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door?
No, the map shows there's a huge blind spot for the security cameras. That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the ouch!
But that is impossible, without being spotted by the foyer's security camera, that is.
See, well, these windows over here, just flee through those windows. Oh, that he's probably gonna say, well, then the caretaker would have seen you or something like that. Oh, actually, you know what it honestly was? It's because that Filch was obviously an accomplice, LaBelle's the murderer. They probably didn't leave. They probably went into the caretaker's office and stashed the, well, no, except we didn't stash the costume there because we did see them outside. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Okay.
The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage.
What?
Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there?
When we saw the Ninetales wrestler guy jump off the building, and that's why I think LaBelle was he took the alderman's disguise, dressed up as the Ninetales wrestler, and that's how he exited, from the roof. And Filch, who I don't think was the murderer, but was the accomplice disguised as Tenmataro, fled out. Yeah, he just went through a window on ground floor or something. I don't feel so good. Huh? Wait, I believe there is another way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. See, right over here. But then they're gonna say, oh, but then Filch would have seen. But Filch is an accomplice. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right!
Silence.
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliff side of the manor.
Oh, well, here's where we're gonna come into play with evidence. We have this thing, a newspaper photo with Tenmataro flying through the air. An airborne figure resembling Tenmataro was captured on camera around 3:40 p.m. near Ninetales Vale. That's gonna somehow come into this, right?
The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
No! Oh, she said it French. No! Wait, so the killer didn't escape through the foyer window? What the heck, right? I'm glad that widget is set to like a G rating.
Ha. I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
Well, I mean, we have a newspaper article showing that. That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. We're once again gonna keep save scumming this, and we're gonna keep alternating our saves. There we are. What? Just saying you can prove the killer could fly? Hubba. Let's read some more in the chat. Let's see. Queen Katie said, I'm back! And I find out my dog is sleeping on the couch instead of my dad's bed for some reason. Imagine my bedroom light shining on her eyes, staring at me when I open my door. I feel so bad for my cat. My cat has very particular spots where she likes to sleep. One of them that was her favorite spot, she had a spot on the couch out in the other room. But then before my family all had like Christmas together, my niece, because my whole family was going to have Christmas here together in the Christmas tree out there by the couch, and my niece decided to come and like clean up the couch as a nice little gift, and so she ran like a lint roller over all the cat hair and everything on the pillow, just clean up everything and kind of fluff the pillow. And my cat is so particular, so neurotic. It's like the pillow was slightly different and didn't have her cat fur on it, and she just like, it's like, well, it's ruined, can't sleep there anymore, and she had to find a new place to sleep. It's so sad. King John says, what a traditional turnabout. Is that the name of the case? So all the cases are some turn, except for Rise from the Ashes. That should have been like Ashes Turnabout, right? We would have said, I got it, I hope. King John says, you're way too ahead, my mate. Me? Am I too far ahead? Bumbo says, finish what I was doing. Welcome back, Bumbo. And Raise the Dragon says, who's the emo prosecutor? Okay, Raise, I'm guessing that means you haven't played this game. So the emo prosecutor is Simon Blackwell. And his whole gimmick is that he is a convicted murderer, presumably on death row. I mean, they haven't said that specifically, but I mean, they have established in the past that Japanifornia, where this takes place, does have capital punishment for murder. So he's a convicted murderer, but he's also a prosecutor, and every now and then they let him out of jail to prosecute cases. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But it's just, that's the way they do in this. They've always got to have some weird gimmick. But how are you doing? Good to see you. Okay, I got to read some more in the game. It's a game. We play it a bit. And then I'll be back to the chat and I'll read some more. And we do need to figure out who we're going to be raiding. See, Queen Katie did give some raid suggestions earlier, and so we can do one of those if we need to. If anybody else has any additional ones, feel free to provide them. Whoa, I thought I was the one with the cords of steel. Whoa, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor. What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? This one, special edition newspaper, shows the killer flying. There you go. Well, take a look at the special edition paper. Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove? This is the judge. Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? Well, the photo in the article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window. I mean, I guess things like zip lines exist, so it's possible. Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting? Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenmataro flew away. You know, by some way or other. Silence. Yeah, you see, Ray's, he has like shackles. His arms were shackled together, but earlier he had like a little freak out and he broke the chains like the Incredible Hulk or something like that. And then like pulled out a samurai sword and started threatening our life. And everybody's apparently fine with this. So I don't know what is even happening anymore. It's like even more extreme when Godot committed literal assault by splashing hot coffee into Phoenix Wright's face.
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of artifice.
Crap, I hope we're not going to see. What was the one lady, Lotta Hart, the photographer? I hope we don't have to deal with her in this case. Okay then, how about the Tenmataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air?
No, there is a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai our Trixie Tanuki witnessed never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
Crap, he's gonna say that Jinxie is the fake Tenmataro. She? Oh, I don't like where this is going one bit. But she's adorable. She can't be executed. You should not be allowed to execute an adorable person. Except for, what was her name? Iris's sister. She was awful. She deserved to be executed. But that's like the one time. You could do once.
Now the fact we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time.
Nope! Not good at all!
Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants.
Well, and the problem is Jinxie already technically admitted to tampering with the crime scene because she picked up that key she found on the ground.
And the appearance of Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma. I'm so loud.
I gotta read some more in the chat once we get some background music going here. Oh, everyone's so shocked. Oh, is she still on the stand? He's saying this right in front of her? Ah! No! Hubbub, 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 hubbub. That's not good. Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freak out ever!
The little scamp was no doubt simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade.
Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out the window.
Did you truly believe this could end any other way?
Why is no one even acknowledging the fact that LaBelle was in the building when this happened? We already, because that was part of the whole alibi, was that Filch and LaBelle said that they claimed that they were together. We already found out that Filch was lying, that he was watching TV. We're just ignoring that he was there. Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one.
Bailiff, seize her. It's time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood.
Samurai interrogated people? Is that a thing? Hold it! Wait, who's shouting that? Ah, it's her dad. Maya Tenma!
This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul?
Tenmataro's true identity. He's gonna claim that he was Tenmataro in order to protect her.
Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai.
Oh, okay, and he's stopping him from that.
After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce.
Confess? The defendant intends to confess? No, crap. I mean, to be fair, we have defended people who have confessed to crimes before. Wait! Okay, now there's some music I can read in the chat here. Let's see. Gotta scroll down. Quick Katie said, my man Blackwell, please don't slander him. Ray said, first time I see the guy, and am I just saying what I see. And said, say what? Quick Katie said, we assume Simon was falsely arrested. But that is true. I have my theory that he'll be exonerated by the end, but that's just based on his vibe. Ray says, I knew the Ace Attorney games were wild, but dang. Clam said, so much murder. I thought this was a kid's game. Clam, okay, you don't know this. This game, Dual Destinies, was actually the only Ace Attorney, according to everybody in chat, so I hope I'm getting this correct, was the only game in the Ace Attorney series that actually got an M rating instead of a teen rating. It's because of a flashback that I guess that Athena had, where there were like pools of blood on the ground. It was just too much blood. See, Ray says, what's a kid's game without some casual killings? Honestly, if you look at the most kids games, like Super Mario Brothers, Mario's running around murdering Goombas and Koopas and just casually killing every animal he comes across. Quick Katie said, I had nightmares with the first game when I got into the series. Lol, 12-year-old me was freaked out by the Thinker. Oh, I remember the Thinker. Oh, good memories of murder. Clam says, at least there aren't characters that make children develop impure thoughts. Clam says to Queen Katie, what type of nightmares? Queen Katie said, I don't remember. I just know it was terrifying right after I played the first case. I honestly thought I was a horror game until a few years later when I got on the Wii. Clam said, I like that you were afraid of it, and got it again. Queen Katie said, yeah, lol. To be fair though, I found Ace Attorney in the exact same time I got into Criminal Minds. Kid me should not have seen any of that. See how my parents let me get away with all that? I don't know. Ray said, Blackwell reminds me a bit of both Edgeworth and Baron von Zykes. Baron von Zykes. Why does that name sound familiar? What's he from? I don't know what he's from. Queen Katie said, note that Logan has not played... Oh, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Maybe I've just heard someone say the name before. Okay, so that's the prequel one. So he's a character from that. Gotcha. And Ray says, alrighty. Okay, let's keep going a little bit, because I feel like we should be able to get to a real good pausing moment, because we are past the 3-hour mark. So once again, we do have raid suggestions, but if anybody has any more, feel free to pop those in the chat. Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no, don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone. Come on. The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's gonna confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Well, you know, we already learned he's very knockoutable. Grab, if that little statue that already has blood on is still in your evidence kit, clobber him, El Kabong him. Caw. 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 I have to put those hissing intakes in between, because if I just say that back to back, it sounds like I'm saying a bad word. Ooh, there's like a different typing noise. Look upon me and despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Crap, he's pretending to be Tenma Taro. No, I should watch what I wish for. I hope he gets like a really cool evil face expression. Oh, his seal broke off! Oh, he's so scary! He's so scary! Foolish mortals, I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. May Tenma? Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold the return of the Demon King! What the? Demon King? Oh, well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation! Does Judge believe it? Is this even happening anymore? The witness will, he will explain himself! Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. We gotta save the game right here. I mean, I guess it's better than a confession. I mean, he's gonna use this as a confession. He's gonna then claim that he did the murders. Clam says, when I was a little kid, my parents would watch Unsolved Mysteries while I was supposed to be in bed, and I would sneak watch or listen from my bed, and it was pretty scary to me, but I always wanted to know what happened. But you can never know, because the mysteries are unsolved. Clam with a bird's command. Queen Katie said, it's him! Seeing Clam with a frowny face, Queen Katie said, my favorite character in the case. So is this why he's your favorite character? Because of this whole thing? Eglin said, honestly, this isn't the oddest thing we've encountered for a game with actual possession. That is true. I mean, we have established that in this universe, ghosts are not only a real thing that possess people, but apparently admissible in court. So the idea that a ghost of Tenma Taro could possess this guy is actually consistent with it. You're right, Eglin. Ray says, to be fair, with how much the judge sees and goes through in the series, he does need a vacation. He does. He needs retirement. He needs to just kick back and enjoy his twilight years with his family. Clam says Judgy is dedicated to justice. Eglin said, well, I mean, we are at 3 hours. We are at 3 hours, so I'm gonna check. Both of the raid options we have do have like a lot of viewers. But I mean, unless, let me check to see if there's anyone I know that who's live that maybe has fewer number of viewers. Cause like both have like 30 something and 50 something. And we could do a raid for Ratmost. There's anybody else? Let's see. So let's probably go ahead and do that. If we can populate at least 10 people into a raid, we will do a raid for our good friend Rat. So let's do that. Just because, I mean, I do like that we got the raid suggestions, but like they have so many people, both of them, that like neither of them really, and one of them looks like she's winding down the stream actually with the screen she's on. Oh, and the other one I think actually just did a raid, so the other one is gone. Never mind. So yeah. So we're gonna raid Rat, and that'll be nice because Rat is a good friend of our community. Here is our raid message, so feel free to copy that down. And let me put down here's our schedule. For anyone who's lurking, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, alternating between this and Persona 3 Reload. So tomorrow's going to be Persona 3. We'll be back here Sunday for more of Dual Destinies. And here are my socials, so feel free to check those out, including a Discord invite link if anyone's interested in that. No pressure if you're not. I know Discord's not for everybody. Queen Katie said, Judge needs a drink bad. Raid says, Full Tour is one you can raid. Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. I didn't see that raid suggestion. I think the raid is already like populating and probably happening. I appreciate that. Sorry that it was like a little bit too late on me noticing that. Ugh, crap, but I can't copy it down. There's like only a few seconds left here. I'm sorry, but thank you next time. Quick Katie said, thank you for the stream. Oh, now I gotta copy that down because I actually copied that. Quick Katie, thank you for the stream. See y'all next time. Chris says bye-bye. Yes, thank you all so much for being here. I love and appreciate you all. I hope you all had a wonderful, happy Valentine's Day. Like I said, the Discord in the Good Vibes channel. You all are deserving of love. You're awesome. See you back here tomorrow for Persona 3. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. And for those watching the VOD, good night as well.